yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, coming to you 250 miles above your imagination from the International Fake Station. I'm up here with my co-pilot and good friend, Something Wong, who is back here packing bowls and eating noodles and hopefully not pushing the wrong buttons all the time. But sometimes that happens up here when we're up in the International Fake Station. Okay, this is just because we got all this science going on, and really, come on, y'all. So how is everybody here this evening? I put a poll up if anybody is interested in it. So far, we only got 23 votes. 96% are saying that it's fake. It's the question is the SpaceX chopstick rocket catch. Was it fake, real, or not sure? I'm telling you it's fake just based on the fact that that thing has no flight control surfaces on it. You're not going to, I mean, I'm sorry, you're just not going to redirect or you're not going to fly a rocket from one end and control it and land it where you want. And I'm sorry. It's just not. We'll take a look at that. First, though, I wanted to show you this. This bothered me. I'm never going to SeaWorld. Never going to go to SeaWorld, everybody. This is terrible. I'm going to show you this here, and then I'm going to give everybody a shout out. I'm kind of giving people a chance to get in here. We got 42 watching so far over here on the YouTube side, and we've got what? Only one over on the Rumble side. Well, poo-poo on that, right? Whatever. So we're going to keep our eye on this poll here. We're the real 3% are saying it's real. And if you don't mind, like down in the chat or whatever, put what you feel is the biggest problem with it. What do y'all think is the biggest problem with the whole thing? I mean, was it just the way it looked? Was it the physics involved with it? Don't match up, don't make sense. You tell me, because I have a number of issues with it. I really do. Who we got out here too? Oh, I wanted to show you this thing. This was so terrible. This is, oh man. Let me go back. Oh yeah, this is the very first thing. This is so bad. So everybody likes to go to SeaWorld. where the water is level, where the water is level. And you get to see all kinds of cool sea critters jumping around and doing their antics. Man, who would ever anticipate this? Watch, this is going to crack you all out. Bro, Angela, baby Carson, can see you. Oh, look at that whale. That cloud. Oh, you know what that is. That's whale food. Oh. I think that's kind of interesting because I didn't know that whales didn't. I thought that they, there might be like logs, like other animals, but apparently killer whales shart in the water and then jump into it and splash. It's like, take that, you fucking humans. Take that for making me be a spectacle for your sideshow world. Oh my God. This was terrible. But let's see who we all got in here tonight. Isn't that nasty? Oh my God. So let me go over here to this side over here. Who we got here? Got Jeff Gashead with us here tonight. Angel of Elevation. Saddle Bums with us. I've got Push Button 62. Angela Baby Carson is here. And Martine, what's happening, my man? We got Jeff Gashead. How we doing, guy? Let's see. Who did I miss? Shannon Emerson, welcome. Chicago Cubby Bear, JP, Gang. He says, Gangnam Style, right? Mental Pancakes. I like that name. Brad and Tasha, good to see you guys again tonight. Or if you're all one person, or are you guys like a team? I like that. Okay, cool. But how do we know if we're talking to Brad or Tasha? See, this confuses me. I don't have this problem with Sean and Angela. See, they have like their separate little things going on. But so you'll have to make it known whether or not we're actually talking to Brad or Tasha. Because what if Tasha said some shit that Brad didn't agree with? You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyway, enough with that. Half Warrior, good to see you, my friend. Oh, let's see who else we got. I think that's pretty much it. Mike Dornan. There's a new name, Tony Coriolis. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see who else. Horse Sheet. Yes, I agree. Eldon Bean, Stacy Jones. Man, we got all these people in here tonight. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'll probably pick up and catch a few of you, like LJ. You should get on Modern Day Debate to destroy some globetrotters. Been there, done that. Listen, I'm on a thing. I don't want to even give these known globe trolls, the flat earth haters, these psychopaths. I've already done my thing with them. They don't ever bring anything new to the table. I watched Flatzoid today on with Marcus from the Apollo Detectives was on there with him. Now, the interesting thing is Marcus doesn't believe that the earth is flat. He still thinks it's a globe earth and everything. He just says the Apollo missions are BS. And he runs a channel called Apollo Detectives. Really, really good. You need to check that out. He really gets into a lot of the things that are like, nah, could never happen. So yeah, he was on there and he was with FTFE. And there again, same freaking shit all the time. Same shit, the same arguments. I did like how Marcus went on there and said, he told FTFE, he told Craig, he's like, listen, you need to learn some manners, buddy. He kind of schooled him like a dad. It was pretty fucking cool. I like that. But let's see. Yeah, stick to parachutes and landing in the sea. I know, right? Because look, here's the thing. Supposedly you've got this booster. And this is the lifter, right? This is the one that goes up. So you want to put all your fuel, you want to have a lot of fuel in this thing that's also going to be part of the lift equation. But you want to put enough fuel into this thing to get that sucker up into supposed escape velocity. Now, you can't do that. It's worthless if you got to keep at least half or more of the fuel that's in it in order to perform this landing. I mean, you could actually really have it come down, a parachute deploy, pick it up in the ocean if you want to reuse it or some shit like that. But this right here is nonsense. Absolute 100% nonsense. These people don't think this out. They just go, oh my God, I saw a video and it was really spectacular. And it's like, yeah, but there's some problems with this. There's a lot of problems with it, in fact. Karen B did a short video today, or maybe it was yesterday. Time is going by so fast. It's unreal. Anyway, she put out a video that kind of covers onto some of this stuff, and I thought it very compelling. But the one thing that I find in it is that with the whole landing is just the physics of what I'm seeing. I mean, I'm seeing an object and it's doing this, and it's very well possible that people standing far off, because there's nobody right up there, and it's possible that people far off saw something that looked like that. But I'm looking at the physics involved. There's no flight control surfaces on this thing. Just take a pencil or a cigarette or something, put it on the end of your finger, and look at and try to put it someplace. Just try to move it laterally and look at the gymnastics actually you have to do with your finger to keep that thing in a vertical position. As soon as it starts to tilt to one side, it's going to want to continue that. And you have to compensate that with the bottom. And you're going to have to keep doing this, and it's not going to happen. So without the flight surfaces to act with and something to cause lateral movement like that, and you can't tell me that just by tilting the jets in the bottom are going to give it that much. No. Otherwise, we'll examine it. So I'm going to bring up Karen B's video that she did today. I thought it was pretty good. Let me see what y'all think on it. And of course, as always, the link is in the pinned in the chat box up there. And so if anybody wants to come up, give their insight on some of this, what they think they might be seeing. Remember, a lot of what I'm saying is based on my own knowledge, what I see, what I find to be physically possible, and the history of space fakery. So let me bring this up, share screen. This one, yeah, that's it.
Good day, everyone. It's Karen B here, and I just wanted to make a quick video pointing out some discrepancies I saw when looking at videos of the latest SpaceX launch of the Europa project, where they're sending something to one of the moons of Jupiter, and allegedly they had one of their first try of landing a booster rocket back into the arms of their launch pad, not on the boat, but one of their big rocket boosters.
Okay, just real quick. This entire booster thing weighs, what did I find out that weighs? 160 tons. Okay, that's 160 tons. And these little janky tabs that came from I don't know where are supposedly holding that. Okay. Maybe, but I doubt it. Anyway.
Landing back in the launch pad, being held in the arms of Mechazilla. This is fake. It's 100% fake, and I'm going to show you right now why.
And how that thing did not scrape coming in like that, just barely comes in and no way. I'm sorry. How did he write that? You don't see the flame go back the other way. Watch.
Show you right now why.
You don't see the flame tilt the opposite way so that it can write the fucking thing up. What's causing the
So this
lateral
account
movement?
posted these videos on X and tagged SpaceX in it, and it's being posted as if this person was there and recorded this. We just witnessed human history in the making at SpaceX Starship Base, interplanetary spacefaring civilization. Let's go. All right. So talking about how impressive it is, well, let's watch those videos, shall we? So here's the first video of the takeoff. Watch closely.
Oh my god, I get the video. Oh, it's so cool. I feel like I'm in sci-fi.
You look at that guy's phone screen and there's no where's the rocket plume and shit in his phone?
There it is. Wait.
Where's the smoke? Where's the contrast? Come on.
I'd like to know why this guy down in front filming the rocket launch doesn't have a rocket in the screen of his phone. Like, what is this guy recording? Because it isn't the rocket launch. You can't even see the smoke plume in the phone. I mean, clearly what this guy's recording is not what we're seeing in the background of this video. So now let's take a look at the landing of the booster rocket.
This is what got me, man. You start seeing this. Look how far away. Look at this flame is here, and this thing's way up here. What's going on? Get the fuck out of here.
Once again, look at these phones of the people recording the alleged landing of the rocket booster. What are they looking at? Because they're not looking at the same thing that we're looking at. Where is the flame from the rocket? Where is the rocket? Where is Mechazilla, the thing that's supposed to catch the rocket? It's not even the same scene. Blatantly obvious fake video.
I don't know. I gotta say, I gotta go with that. You know, Angela's nephew posted this right after it happened. I debunked it on his post. His post in 2 minutes. No shit. Why are they cheering? Who says that they are cheering, Wesley? Think about that. They dub that in there. You know, when you hear people laughing when you're watching a TV show, a lot of times there's not even anybody there laughing. That's just a recording. Okay. And a lot of times you listen to this and it's the same cheer over and over and over. If you listen to it, you'll hear them.
Why would they have to fake this if it's real? Why would an average person on Twitter have to fake this video and post it and tag SpaceX as if it's real? This was allegedly filmed from the Isle Blanca State Park, which is about roughly 5 miles as the crow flies from the SpaceX launch facility. Now, if you go to the SpaceX website, they describe that you can see the launch pad from the beach. However, it's public, but they don't think it's going to be public for very much longer because of the safety concerns related to launches and landings. I'm sure it's just so dangerous.
5 miles away, it's so dangerous. They gotta, you can't have you that even that close. What the fuck?
And of course, there is also a village there, the Boca Chica village, but of course, that's owned mostly by SpaceX to house employees. And they also don't know how much longer these other roads that are close to the base will be open to the public for you to get your viewing in. But this guy was able to get it from the Isla Blanca, which is actually a very limited access area. So, do you live there? How did you get there? Who are the people there that are filming from this island? And more importantly, why are you unable to center the rocket in the frame of your phone when you're making a video? Not once, but twice.
I don't know, man. What do you think? I don't know. So what about the curvature? There is no curvature. Lowry, what's up, brother? People showing up. Angle of elevation, NBD. Good to see y'all. Thundernut 6. Let's see who else we got rolled in here on me when I wasn't looking. Can of Dummy, DJ B-Dub. Yeah, that's the thing. I wasn't picking on you, fella. What are those people cheering? Who said that anybody was actually cheering? That's what you got to look at, man. You don't know that there's anybody actually doing that shit. That sound could, of the rocket going itself, could just as easily be dubbed in. I mean, I got sound effects right now. I could make it sound like I'm in a war zone if I want to. So look, I mean, I'll show you.
Like this?
Oh, no, I got better than that. Watch, I'll show you. This is great. Let's see. Look down here. Look, tell me a joke, Ryan. Tell me a joke. Real quick joke.
What's the difference between shit and a fart?
I don't know what.
A fart is shit without the mess.
Come on. See, they didn't think that was as funny. See? Now, is there really people up here doing this with me? There really people up here laughing?
No, it's me soundboarding. And you soundboarding, Smarty. You got one of these too, huh?
Yeah, you got this?
Boo. Boo.
Right? Or I can. All right. These guys, like, here we are. We're in a war zone. So you can have whatever fucking sound effects that you want, When you're seeing on video, this is the thing. This is why so often we use it as the metaphor of the Plato's allegory of the cave. Right? What you're seeing is contrived.
But Dave, can you do this?
No, I can't. But there's an opening with the who's that? The Oak Ridge Boys, I think. If it's a voice like Bowser. Remember or who was that? That was Shanana had Bowser. Yeah, so there's crazy fakery shit that goes along with this whole thing. Let me just go back over to my other feed of what I had here. I had more of the rocket launch. Let's see, is that the one I want? No, it's this one. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is just not real.
I know, it's just crazy.
And I'm supposed to believe that those little metal tabs that they have on there, which I don't know, wouldn't they cause drag on liftoff? So they must fold out or something? How does that work? I don't know.
I guess they fold out and fold back in. I don't know.
Which makes it worse because now instead of having a solid weld, we've got a hinge, a movable thing that can be sprung very easily. Anyway, really good engineering, as our good friend Don Pettit would say. Yeah, this is the part that I'm getting right here. This. Watch this dumb shit. Now look at this. Now look at this. And those little pads are gonna hold out. Come on.
That is the fakest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And that's all. That's what's holding it. That's what's holding it is those little tabs up there. Get the fuck out of here. With what? An aluminum weld? What kind of material is this thing even made out of? I know it weighs what does it say? Yeah, 160 tons. 350,000 pounds.
350,000? Damn.
Yeah, that's held by those little tabs of bullshit on there. This is a little diagram that I found. Hang on, let me get over here. It's a little diagram I found of this. Oh wait, no, we want a tab. There it is. So I don't know, can you a little drawing of it. Here's those little tabs over here on the plan view that they have. I'm sorry, man. That's just, I can't believe that grown people believe that shit is actually real. I mean, I'm sorry. That's worse than if I even saw that in a sci-fi movie, I'd be going, no. You know, I can hear this thing now, right? I can hear this thing now. You can actually make the noise yourself with it, right? It's like, all right, let's clamp it in there. These little tabs right here, these right here. That's what's going to hold it. That's ridiculous. That thing, and what do we say, 300 and how many tons? 350,000 pounds, 160 tons. Give me a fucking break. No way that's happening. And it didn't even buy. And like I said, how much fuel do you have to have in order to land that? Why bother? That's supposed to be the part that takes the thing up into the air. You know, you want to use as much of the fuel to get your rocket up into space, right? Okay, well, we only got about half the gas in this thing left. Let's send it back so it can launch, so it can land. And hope we didn't use too much fuel and we can actually do it. What if there was a strong crosswind, man? It'd burn up all their fuel trying to land in that thing. Ain't no way. No fucking way. What's our poll look like over here tonight? Still 87%. 5% aren't sure. They're not sure. Oh, the wife messaged me about something. Oh, it's an X thing. Let me see what it is. Could be something good. Okay. Yeah, probably it's a medical thing. I can't really talk about that on here. So we're not going to. Has to do with ADHD, which a great many people I know have, which is sad. This is another view of this thing. Need to put them all side by side synced up is what we need. This is ridiculous. Watch this thing.
Landing
Now, hear the cheering? Hear all that cheering? Where is that coming from? Where is that coming from? Am I supposed to believe that there's a crowd of people standing there looking at this, seeing what I'm seeing, only they're cheering? This little thing down here in the bottom, that's supposed to show you which ones of the rockets are actually firing. So let's watch those really.
We're now down to 3 Raptor engines. We can see those chopsticks now in here.
No other ones are going. The first 3 slowed it down that much.
Nicodilla has popped 2 ships. This is absolutely insane. On the first ever attempt.
Look how they really got to pump up the excitement, scream about it and how wonderful it is, and it's beyond your imagination and all this other nonsense. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And, meanwhile, people need to know, you got to get out there and embrace your abilities, man. And this is kind of motivational. I'm putting this up for y'all. This is motivational. This is for Luca.
話啲嘢你聽，我而家秘密練緊功夫，可以大膽講句已經變得非常厲害。所以以後有咩麻煩，你隨時 call 我，夜夜都唔緊要啊，因為我好夜瞓。話啲嘢你聽。
Did that motivate you, Ryan? Did it inspire you? It did me. Here's something you guys want to remember. You want to take a little trip down nostalgia lane for a minute here? Remember when people were doing this dumb shit? Remember that? It's coming back, y'all. They're bringing back that style. Cuckoo. Holy shit, something wrong. I don't know what he was doing back there, but it sounded nasty. Look at this. These people were serious. Forget the fact that they're taking spoons and forks and shit that have just been in this contaminated environment and sticking them in their face, knowing full well that they've been handled by someone else before they made it to that table. Yet still thinking that they're accomplishing something by having that thing on their face, man. Wow. Look at that. This was real. We had this. Don't forget. Never forget. Never forget. We're going to refer back to, how they had the Dark Ages and medieval ages and all that. Those are going to be called the retarded ages. That's what they're going to call this era. We got people believing in fucking cartoon goddamn rocket ships coming down. Where's that one? This guy did a great breakdown of that too. Somebody caught drones. I don't know how much there is to that, but I want to show that. I got to find it. See, that makes me have to go digging because all my shit's like a ADHD nightmare. And that's okay. I'm all right with that. As should we all be. You know what I'm saying? Planet does not have a CO2 problem. No, it does not. I got blocked today by somebody. And it was about the final experiment.
You got blocked? Wow.
Yeah, I'd said that I re-quoted the guy. I said, and now he says it. Now it says it's blocked. I don't remember what it was. He said, I said, your desperation for this is very telling. Perhaps it's not the trip Oh, he was saying, well, it's very, very telling on why there's so many flat earthers have turned down this opportunity.
Well,
Okay.
I don't trust you.
It's still got the same amount going as was planned anyway. The scoreboard doesn't mean shit. And so I put on here, I said, your desperation for this is very telling. Perhaps it's not the trip, it's the people behind it. Sketchy. A 24-hour sun will not be seen. No one drops 6 digits without a return. Just saying. And they don't want to look at that. They say, oh no, this has to be real. Don't take away my globe. I'm looking for that guy, man. Where is that thing? Here. No, it's like this right here.
Where's that?
This is it. This came from Flat Earth Dave. I love some of his memes he makes. Check this out. Stockholm Syndrome, a disturbing condition where hostages develop a psychological bond with their captors. True that, yo. Right? I mean, that's for real. Anyway, I'm still looking for that guy. Hold on a second. He's way down here. There's been a lot of shit going on, man. A lot of shit. Pictures of good old P. Diddy with Prince Harry in the bed and shit surfacing out on X. What? Who would have known Prince Harry was a freak? Come
Prince
on,
Harry,
man.
too? Wow. He's a
Yeah,
dirty little
that
boy,
whole-
isn't he?
That whole family, man. That whole family's a bunch of fucking freaks, yo. You know, there ain't no doubt about that. Where in the fuck is it? This is getting mad. This is getting me mad now. I didn't pass it already, did I? No, I couldn't. No. See, I'm only shit. Where? Yeah, I'm missing it.
I wonder what this button does.
Here we go. I don't know. What do you got? What is it? Like some kind of little sound box or some shit?
Yeah.
Ah, damn it. Where's that guy with the rocket?
One of them says 9277. I don't know what that does. I'm pushing it right now.
I found it.
Nothing?
Yay.
Oh, that one.
Man. Oops. There we go.
It says yell. This one says
Yell?
elimination. I wonder what that one does. Elimination.
There is a deception coming beyond your wildest dreams. And I honestly think they're practicing that deception with these SpaceX rockets that are supposedly landing perfectly down and getting caught by what they call these chopsticks. When I first started creating content, this is one of the things I focused on most heavily because for whatever reason, I have the eyes to see. And I think that they are literally creating fake holographic images and even explosions in the sky. And they're testing it out to see how much we will fall for and to see how much they can get away with. Because things like this, I literally think are drones creating a holographic image and creating fake explosions and even noise, like I said, to see how much they can get away with. And they tell us the truth right in plain sight because they have to. And I really think that's what this Spider-Man movie was used for when they are showing us drones that create holographic images to create what they called in the movie the elementals that attack the city. And I really think that's what they're doing with these SpaceX rockets. They're testing how dumb we are, how much they can get away with, if anyone notices. So maybe they have to pull back the reins a little bit. And I think there's evidence of this. Now watch what I point at here. I literally think what I'm catching here is one of the drones creating this holographic image of the rocket. And not only do I catch it here, but I catch it in another view of the supposed rocket that exploded. Now watch this on this next one too. Same thing. I think I just caught a glimmer of it. And for whatever reason, I have the eyes to see this stuff. And guys, there's a deception coming. I really think they're going to use this holographic technology. And look, you can even see these SpaceX rockets glitch out. How does that happen if that is a real object? It doesn't. So all I'm saying is be ready. Be ready for something crazier
It's not
than
real.
you could even imagine.
It's refracted gravel axe, yo.
Something.
Yeah, man.
Because they have technology crazier than any of us could imagine. And if you're watching this and you just think I'm completely off my rocker, well, then you need to watch it a little closer, because this is supposedly real footage of a real rocket. Tell me.
Well, wait a second. Where's Wally says, not a drone, hot staging ring. Hot staging ring? What? Way up above the thing? What the fuck are you
What's that
talking
mean?
about?
Hot
I
staging
don't
ring,
know.
Buck.
Nothing. Some bullshit. I ain't never a hot staging ring. Sure. Okay.
Ring.
Oh, this giant thing is balancing like this and then getting caught by these said chopsticks.
No.
As you're watching a movie. You're
Get
watching
caught by the
TV.
chopsticks.
It's
Look at
holograms
those
and
things.
TV,
Those things
and they
would
cut and they try to fool you. So you got to be ready.
It'd break off
This is all
instantly,
for
bro.
entertainment purposes. I know that's as real as this hat. Entertainment only.
30 tons plus fuel.
You just need to add dehydrated water.
Yeah, that's all you need. I mean, 130 tons plus fuel. I don't think people really understand the magnitude of that. Those little crackers stuck out on the side there. I don't know
It's
if they're
heavy.
welded on or what.
Heavy, that's what they call that.
Yeah, it's fucking heavy. Fucking heavy. It's
There is a
really
deception.
fucking heavy.
And I mean, heavy.
What the fuck, man? This I thought was pretty good. Y'all ever extend your so anyway, let me see where my poll's at real quick. 86% of the people are saying this is 91 votes. We got 86% saying that the SpaceX chopstick catch was fake. Yeah, I want to see it too. Now, we're not talking about the takeoff. Just send the rockets up. I've seen rockets going up. I've sent rockets up. I'm saying get that motherfucker to slow down and land back on its ass end again. That ain't happening, bro.
Never in your life will let it run.
Nope. Hot stays a SpaceX excuse to explain visual anomalies away. Okay, I believe that. I absolutely believe that. But I'm saying the physics involved, there's no flight control surfaces. We know that they've used holograms in the past. And that technology just continues to grow. So I'm not buying it anyway. That's where I'm at with it. Let me see here. We got oh, that's the wrong one. Where was I at? So have y'all ever wanted to find out your genealogy? How many of you out there, if you sent your DNA off to like one of these things, 23andMe, or isn't that what that thing's called?
Hell no.
Okay, so if you have, put a 1 down in the chat if you have sent your to find out, what nationality, a Labrador or Golden Retriever or whatever you are, your different lineages. So if you have, put a 1 in the chat. If you haven't, put a 2. If you say hell no, put a 3. And I thought this was pretty cute, this little thing. And this is, if this doesn't remind me of talking to normies, right? If this doesn't remind me of talking to normies, oh my God, and this is why I stay home most of the time. I don't go places, man. There's people out there.
My results back from the blood sample I sent in to one of those DNA sites. Oh, yeah. Ready? I am 32% German, 68% Swiss.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You know, I did that too. I sent my spit into one of those websites, and it turns out I'm 16% Irish and 18% Hungarian, and the rest is Italian.
That's neat.
Wow.
I did it, and I found out I'm 75% French. I don't even speak French.
Wow.
You're blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind. What about you, Sean? Oh, I sent mine in and I found out that I'm, let's see here, 92% dumbass for sending a DNA sample to a random website that now has full copyright and unregulated access to my genetic code for the rest of time. And like 8% Spanish. I love Spanish.
Yeah.
Tapas.
Yes.
Mallorca. It's dangerous though, like what we're doing now. Salamanca.
Salamanca. That's a nice
You don't
word.
care that they can copyright croquette. You didn't. Is that a small print?
Barcelona.
All right.
Barcelona.
It is totally. No, it's fine.
They just look at her like, what? Oh, you got some Spanish too. Well, all right, yeah. It's like, what the fuck? That's how normies are, man. The ones you can't wake up. It's a program. Yeah, man. That's fucking crazy.
I am not a program, okay?
I am a program, and I am here to.
I am a walrus.
Cuckoo, man. That's what I got to say about it, right?
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo, man. So this guy, Hackable Animal, this was the other day, man. I'm like behind so far. I've got a lot of shit to go over. That's all right though. We're having fun. It's Saturday night. We got the vape. Oh, I got my hashes here too. I have my hash right here. That
is this a better sound?
You sound like a cross between you, like Luca and Mindshock had a love child.
My name is Luca.
I live on the second floor.
I live upstairs from you.
You have to listen to what the state on the propaganda they're saying. It's a sick matrix thing. Because yeah, man,
I think you've seen me before.
Dangerous talk coming out of the Orange Jesus camp. You have to listen to what the state-owned propagandists are saying. In this sick matrix we live in, they're basically narrators who tell you what's coming. Here's my take. Just listen and be prepared. So I thought this might be pretty good to check on. So this is an official. Look at Lowry. Look at Lowry lurking around back there like a lurker.
Oh my!
You're a lurker, Lowry. Lowry the lurker, right? That's what we're gonna do. Let's shame him into clicking the link, right? Want to do that? You want to? Should we shame Lowry into clicking the link to come up here? Say, lurking Lowry. See if we can get him to come up. Way louder than Dave. Who's louder? Oh, the square weird voice he's doing. You're scaring Angela's animals, man. Chill. What's wrong with you? Have you no compassion, man? Have you no compassion, man? Did you check out Kamala's Jamaican accent?
Yeah, she got an African accent too sometimes.
She was like, "Have you no compassion, man? You smoke this, please.
I smoke the Cali weed, man.
Pass the Dutchie to the left-hand side, right?" I like that one.
Pass the Dutchie. The left-hand side, of course.
To the left-hand side. Where's the There he is. All right. Let's hear what these guys got to say.
Hey, folks, this is Dustin. Listen, I have always listened to pretty much every type of radio talk show now in the last 10 years, every type of podcast. I listen to the supposed left, the supposed right. I listen to tinfoil hatters, truthers, conspiracy theorists, legal shows, marketing shows, business shows. I absorb information. I've always worked for myself, whether I was sitting at a computer or I'm working in the shop on upholstery. So I consume a lot of content. In my previous life, I used to read a lot. I've read everything about Marxism.
I consume
everything
content.
about fascism, everything about technocracy, everything about the fake founding of this country to the real founding. I know a lot of stuff and I connect a lot of dots. Right now, Dan Bongino, that scumbag, okay, he's a scumbag. He works for the state. Mr. Former Secret Service at the high levels. Dan Bongino is telling everyone that if we win the election, meaning Donald Trump, Orange Jesus, wins the election,
Getting
'cause that's
dizzy
the
from
side
going around in a
Bongino is
circle.
cheering for, the left is going to shut the country down and the power grids down. He's telling everybody to go get survival supplies, generators, solar panels, survival food, and he's not selling any of it. He's telling people to do this. Listen to me. I have said that Donald Trump is going to win this election. He'll be selected, he'll be installed. He is the techno king. And they need to
It's all
create
about
a
me.
situation in which Trump comes in and he can sell digital ID, CBDC, and UBI to push technocracy into the next phase, the fourth industrial revolution, the great reset, whatever you want to call it. I believe that's coming. Okay, so if Trump wins the election, hands down, big margins, then the left, Bongino says, is going to riot and shut the country down. Trust me, I think that's happening. Not because Bongino is warning. Bongino is a propagandist. He helps set the narrative. The narrative makes sense based on what I believe is going to happen. Just be prepared, protect yourself, because they're going to shut it down during the transition period so Trump comes in on day one and sells technocracy.
You know, I've wondered if something like that isn't in the works. You know? Why else would they be making everything so fucking awful?
I don't know.
Hey, folks.
You know? But I mean, really, if you think about it, at this stage of the game, for the people that believe in these elections and everything, for some reason, they've really tossed it in. The left has really tossed it in. And that interview that Kamala did certainly did not help her any. It certainly did not help her any. So this is being made to look as a total slam dunk. Now, I've war gamed different scenarios, and I know that it's the link should be pinned up in the top of the chat, Lowry. Just dismiss the poll. Hang on, I'll put it back in there. Let me see. Just a minute, Lowry. Lowry the lurker. Oh, now he found it. There he is. It's always pinned in the chat. Always pinned in the chat, rookie.
I know I had the poll, and the poll got in the way of it. So when I went up there, I was like, it's not there. And I realized I had to dismiss the poll in order to see it. That's just how my thing is set up. So how you doing, man? You good?
Hi. Finer and frog hair split through.
All right. Looking at fake missiles and shit. This whole thing with Trump, I think everybody's kind of coming to the same consensus now. What is he doing? Is he playing like, behind the scenes? Even though I'm, working with the Zionists, I'm really just a secret undercover agent that's working with the Zionists. I mean, it's just like,
no, it's none of that. It's none of that. No, there's no good guys in government coming to save you from government. That's never going to happen. Okay. This again, even though he's really good at tickling the funny bone and tickling the ear of the common man, saying all the right things, I still have to look at his overall agenda, his overall what's going on, who's really behind him, and I don't like what I see. Again, It's more of the same. Shit, why don't we just pick somebody out of the ADL or something to fucking be president? I mean, Christ, why don't you just put Bibi Netanyahu in office,
Right. And like, what do you like? I was like, I remember very early on, I was like a lot of people, like in 2016, the Q movement was very curious for me. And I started following that. I was like, you know what, this is a really good idea. I hope this really happens. Then, you find out that there was they had the same psyop from like 1916 or something that the Bolsheviks used or something. And you're like, man, one more punch to the gut. And then as you get so many of these punches to the gut, you're like, nobody's coming to save us. It's going to have to be us. Nobody's going to save us.
Oh. No, and then they tie it in there and try to make it sound like some kind of a fucking dark military op with all these little jargon terms and shit that they use. And oh no, now it didn't happen because it's coded. So you have to go back from the date and add this shit with gematria and all this other nonsense. And I'm like, oh my God, you people, when are you ever going to understand that there is no left and right? it's us against them. I don't know what people are not understanding about that. Trump was indeed the very snake that he told about in that story, that poem about the old woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And man, I saw that immediately when he was like, I mean, the guy got in there, he snowballed after that debate where he said, yeah, because you'd be in jail. And everybody was like, oh, that means if Trump gets in office, he's going to lock up Hillary. And they went out there, lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. He wins the election. No sooner did he fucking get certified to win that election that he's like, oh, no, we don't care about that anymore. They're wonderful people. They're good friends of mine. I've known them for years and years and years. They're great. You know, I'm like, you fucking dick.
It's fascinating, right?
Yeah, fascinating. He had me on the hook there at first. And as soon as that happened, I went, okay, I see what you're all about. Now you're over there kissing Israel's ass like you can't believe.
Now, here's a weird one. This is a weird one that's like, I thought about this. Witsit was talking about it too. When now that we're kind of really clear on the controlled op as Q, but that stuff, if that stuff starts becoming right, the Q people who've always bought into it, they're going to be like, see, I told you so, and all this. And there's going to be like this sort of fake celebration for all this stuff. But it's a setup, you know, it's a setup. And like, you know, yes, all of us want to see like child trafficking end. We want to see bad people go away and go to jail. All of us would want to do that, I would think. Right. But like, they're going to get trapped in their own little eddy thinking that everything went their way and just get another gut punch, which is really frightening. It's like, because then that's where you get, you know, civil war and stuff like that. It's like the people that thought they had it, then MAGA, and then everybody else. So like, I'm not pitching doom, by the way, because I don't believe that's going to happen, but it's like, it's freaky because there are people that think of Q as a religion, and, you know, there has been a lot of things that have come with that controlled op that became true. And it's just a setup, you know, and that's a tough one, man, to like explain to people. Is like, if a giant group of people that were shunned are suddenly right, then they're going to come back like a rubber band against the other people who didn't understand Q. And then there's going to be the rest of us who saw the whole, you know, two sides of the same bird. We're going to be like, look what happened. What's happening here? You know, I mean, that's just me. I'm spitballing. I'm not playing doom. Just spitballing.
Well, they definitely try to put all kinds of fear into you. Like that last guy there. Now I can understand Bongino. He's pushing the fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing this thing here. It says 5 million plus mercenaries dressed like civilians will be invading America over the next 90 days. The cartels have now authorized their soldiers to kill U.S. law enforcement and National Guard. So
wow.
This is now, do I believe that? I don't know. I mean, could it be? It's possible, but
it's long been an understanding the cartel doesn't shoot at or attack U.S. law enforcement because it would be bad for business. They'd be shut down, and they know it. However, a new alert from Border Patrol shows that cartel operatives have been given permission to shoot at U.S. Border Patrol agents because of their response to cartel infighting that is happening right now. Now, the Border Patrol response, according to this memo that we obtained, is prompting Mexican law enforcement response, which is something the cartel is trying to avoid. Now, this alert was kicked out by the El Paso Sector Intelligence and Operations Center. It's warning agents and officers of the threat on the south side of the border, reminding them to remain cognizant of their surroundings and to approach any cartel operatives with extreme caution. Now, this comes as just 2 days ago, contractors working on a ranch in the Eagle Pass area within the Del Rio sector reported that they were shot at from the Mexican side.
Now, at some place that a friend of mine that lives down there says we need to keep our eye on his Eagle Pass.
Right.
That was also another place where that eclipse crossed at.
Really? I mean, these people like their rituals.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, it's like, I was just thinking about just as you showed that. I wonder if that has anything to do with, remember that document you sent me on Facebook today? I knew that came out about the, you know, authorizing the Department of Justice or any sort of, I guess, government agency to shoot at people.
The Department of Defense.
Department of Defense, right?
Yeah. See, there's a thing called posse comitatus.
Yeah.
that we're supposed to observe, that we've slowly eroded away by putting militarizing our law enforcement.
That's the militia. That's the militia language in the Constitution, right? Or at least.
Well, you're not supposed to have the military conducting police business on American soil.
Right. That's right.
Okay? Because that's who the police were with the redcoats.
So this was back, as I actually do remember this, possibly Commentos. This was back when militias were really a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they still are. Do you know you're the militia?
Well, and yeah, there's militias in Detroit. We're the militia. We're the mine militia. We're not allowed to have a gun in New York City, but I mean, anybody outside the city ought to have a gun and just have some buddies that you can get together with and be like, we are in a militia eventually if some shit goes down. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's like, it's your right.
Just roll on down to Sav's joint and I'll hook you right up, bro.
Yeah, take a gun, you know, like, I mean, don't worry about it. This place is going to go up like a powder keg or anything else does anyway. So, you know.
I'm totally ready for whatever, you know, I can. You know, body armor's on right there. All I have to do is whip that on. I've got a multitude of different defense mechanisms for different situations. We'll just put it that way.
You know, and like, you know, certain bad seeds and things like that probably wouldn't even manage very well in, you know, the kind of terrain that you live in. I'm presuming you're close to the mountains, if not in them.
I'm right at the foothill of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
They aren't going to fuck around with any country people and mountain people. They know better. They ought to know better. you know, they can do gang warfare, you know, out in the open and, you know, in the cities and, you know, as long as there's no, you know, nothing in front of them, but like, they're not going to penetrate the mountains. There's just no way. There's just no way.
Can you imagine being a UN troop and you're rolling up through the dark woods in the Shenandoah forest and you all of a sudden off in the distance can't tell where it's coming from, but you start hearing country roads, somebody whistling it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. And most of these cats haven't even been in a mountain range or anything like that. I mean, you know, it's like I said, like the interior of this country, I think for the most part is pretty safe. It's the cities that you'll probably have to rely on. Country people. I mean, I grew up in the country, so like I know that culture, and I've been in the mountains, so I know that culture too. It's like nobody's gonna fuck with that part. And there's too many guns, man. Was there like 280 million gun owners in the States, something like that? Right. And most of them have multiple guns.
How you have to have balls.
Yeah.
And they've removed a lot of people's balls. They really have. And simultaneously softened their minds. You know?
Yeah.
Turn them into fucking stupid pussies.
So what do you think about this document? I mean, to me, it seemed like it was pointed towards patriots, right? Just as an alternate view on this, could that possibly be a way for them to shoot migrants too? I don't know. I'm playing both sides of this just to kind of have a good conversation about it, because that would apply to you know, migrants that are not the best of seeds, that are in here now, that may need to be put down if they start acting like gangs, like it sounds like they're doing. I still can't, you know, I don't know if the apartment story in Denver was true or not. But there's a new one going around now that a big apartment complex in San Antonio, I believe it is, has been taken over by this Ecuadorian gang. I can't remember what it's called. Again, I can't confirm any of this shit because I don't live in those towns. This is just shooting shit out.
It's what you hear, but now this is for real, right?
You see,
it says the Defense Department, with a stroke of a pen, has quietly codified its right to deploy lethal force against its own citizen. This is not a drill. The reissue of Directive 5240.01 is a declaration of intent. The military, an entity designed for external enemies, now turns its gaze inward, poised to act with deadly precision when the inevitable clash of wills erupts. And that's what I'm saying, man. Either way that this thing fucking goes, it's going to be a shit show. You already know it. You can feel it, right?
Yeah.
This is designed. They anticipate conflict, and in their anticipation, they prepare the battlefield, our streets, our homes, our lives. And they will strike with the full force of war machine built to crush foreign adversaries, but now aligned to dismantle internal dissent. Turning their guns toward their own men. Now, the last time something like this was done was when Lincoln raised an army against his own nation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was the last time that something like this was done. Let's see, the facade of representative government crumbles as the state arms itself, not just with weapons, but with the legal and bureaucratic tools to enact violence under the guise of order. There you go. Manipulating that fucking word magic and that law around, see?
Right.
So, bullshit.
So the very thing that's designed to protect us from foreign invaders is now the foreign invader for us.
Right.
Well, I mean, you could honestly say that because Washington, D.C. is not really part of the United States. So it never was, part of us. It was its own entity with London and the Vatican. They were the three city-states that aren't part of our country. So, yeah, you could say that they just turned it right around because they never were part of us anyway. But now they're going to maybe try to exercise that. The one thing I would say to that is, like, yes, definitely be wary. Let's go ahead and keep going through it because I don't want to make any statements until I've heard all this stuff. Go ahead.
Well, this is right down here. Defense intelligence components may provide personnel to assist a federal department or agency, including a federal law enforcement agency or a state or local law enforcement agency. There should be no federal law enforcement. That's just bullshit anyway. When lives are in danger, in response to a request for such assistance in accordance with the following approval authorities. Down here it says assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality, or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. So in other words, anybody, like, now they would be able to just go ahead and fucking wipe out the people that were at the Bundy Ranch.
Yeah, they've already shown they can do that. They've already shown they could do Waco. Like, I guess my question is, do we have any responses from sheriffs on this? Because sheriffs are supposed to be our lone responsibility for the Constitution, right?
I'd like to go into town Monday, and I'll talk to our sheriff and see what he's got to say about that.
Might be a good
videotape.
Get a video on that, because I mean, I think I think that'd be the next step on this one. Would be like, hey, there might be some videos out there on YouTube that I might be able to dig up and see if there's sheriffs that have responded to this yet. But like, it's such a new thing, and it just came out like 2 days ago. Yeah.
Well, here's what I remember when I was talking about posse comitatus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me bring that up real quick. All right, it says the Posse Comitatus Act and the Insurrection Act work in tandem to define and limit circumstances under which U.S. military forces can be deployed on American soil. The Posse Comitatus Act prohibits the armed forces from being used to enforce laws within the United States unless authorized by the Constitution or an act of Congress, which that appears to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The Insurrection Act provides an exception to the Posse Comitatus Act, authorizing the president to deploy both the regular U.S. military and the active duty National Guard in cases of insurrection and rebellion. The Insurrection Act can empower the president to bypass Congress in deploying the regular military on American soil.
Okay,
So
hold on a second. So no, the Insurrection Act, didn't Trump sign that right before he left office? Or am I wrong on that? He signed it, right?
Let me see.
Okay, I'll just double check that because I don't want to say shit that's not true. But I feel like I remember that happened. That could be some of that Q bullshit flying around. But I thought he signed it, or maybe he failed to sign it. Or if he would have signed it, that would have enabled it.
Now there's another one that was made in 2022, but originally it was from 1807.
1807. Okay, so, but for some reason I thought Trump actually did sign it between the 2020 election and when he left office. But I think what happened was they were all arguing that he should have signed it. But then now in retrospect, everyone's kind of glad that he didn't sign it, because then that would have immediately enacted the army within the country and martial law, because everyone was, some, I don't know what to make of it yet. There was a whole bunch of
they reformed it. They reformed the 1807 Insurrection Act in 2022.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna need a drink for this. I'll be right back. There's more.
So yeah, they're always pulling some bullshit. Always. It's amazing. Just amazing to me. Just amazing. And then you got, it's almost like they're trying to make it obvious, like, to everyone, unless you're just really diehard stupid, that, oh, this Harris is terrible. I mean, it's almost like they're trying to make that so obvious so that there's no way that she could win, right? But also at the same time, making it look like that, and then turning around and cheating the son of a bitch so that she does get in there. Like, do even more of a blatant version of the 2019-2020 bullshit. Yeah, that would really set a lot of people off. I can guarantee you. Well, that would be their hope. But the reality, like I said, ain't nobody got no balls around this fucking place. Look at all the motherfuckers who wore masks. Followed stickers on the floor. Come on, y'all. And then listen to what this idiot. Let's see. I'll piss off the Christian right. Why not? Huh? Why not just piss off
How
the Christian
dare you?
right? Listen to this. This was crazy.
With the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Dude said Jesus is Lord, and he goes, "You're at the wrong rally."
Wow. I heard a little bit about that, and I wasn't sure. Like, can you rewind it? I want to make sure that's what she said, right?
Yeah. Listen.
With the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Wow. I mean, that's got to hurt her campaign. Like, if things work the way they were supposed to work, right?
I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Now, can you believe that these people are actually all for the cackler? I mean, I can't stand to listen to her talk no more than like 30 seconds. She's all the time laughing. I'd be looking at her. That's why when Brett Baer was interviewing her, she's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. And he goes, no, actually, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really took the wind out of her fucking sails right there.
But she still keeps rocking right along. And whether those things are fake or not, I mean, but there's also a lot of really stupid people in the younger generations that somehow got really screwed by the system, or they just didn't get the whole, thinking logically chip, or, whatever that thing is where you have common sense or whatever. I mean, I don't know what to make of it. Like they said, she busted in a bunch of people to her latest rally that was outside. Just either way, both sides are just bullshit, but it's just like, we get to watch it unfold. I mean, that's the best thing. We get to watch all this shit show unfold, and like, seriously, we don't have to be on the front lines. We could just kind of be like, was it Bergdorf and Waldorf from the Muppets? We just get set up in the balcony and laugh.
Yeah, there's two old guys up in the fucking balcony, no doubt, right?
It just be like, I mean, what can we do? It's like, It's like unless it becomes a kinetic hot war, which none of us want. You know, the only thing we can do is sit back and laugh and make comments, and hopefully people pick up on the comments and like maybe sway a few people to be like, hey man, we might not want to try to do that. Maybe want to back off on this one a little bit, and like sit back and think about something. But we're literally looking at 17 days now to the election. I mean, whatever's going to happen, after all the shit that's already happened, if anyone says this summer a bunch of shit didn't happen, you're crazy. Because this summer's been nothing but batshit stuff.
This whole fucking year has been a crazy fucking thing. Think about this, man. Think about it. All the dumb shit that we've witnessed this last year, which seems to have just flown by.
And one thing, when I think about it too, is like the things that we don't think about that are the biggest things are like, and again, I want to go back in time, but this is still going on. The incident with Helene through the Carolinas, I still personally posit that was a war maneuver, and I'll just leave it at that. You guys know already what I'm talking about. That was a big deal. That was an attack, and people aren't really even talking about that event.
Yeah,
and the
they
one,
are.
well, they
Yeah,
are.
they are.
We are, and that people in the Carolinas are.
Carolinas.
I don't know. They wiped out, who knows how many people and completely decimated a better part of a Western state the size of Belgium.
The list of missing is phenomenal. Okay. The list of people that are missing is phenomenal. There are people entombed in cars, entombed in sand, in the trees that they haven't even found. God knows how many have been devoured or scattered about due to scavengers by now.
Right.
I mean, animals and shit.
And that's why the point is like nothing's happened yet. Nothing crazy happened. I'm like, that's kind of like being in a hot war without being in a hot war.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, weather modification, you're crazy. I'm kind of over that part. I kind of did my research for the last, I don't even know how many years. And it's been possible for 50 years. So it's like, yeah, shit's happening. And like, if you're a hardcore like researcher, conspiracy theorist, if you still use that fucking word, then you really have like, the one event left, which is the or the sky event, if you want to use that parlance. But it's like, you have all this build up of like, what is they're even saying the Black Swan event in the mainstream media. So, if it doesn't happen in the next 2 weeks, I wouldn't be surprised if that sort of thing doesn't happen or happens before January, 6th.
Alex Jones is out there selling his fear.
Yeah, of course he is.
But a lot of times you got to watch. He's on the nose with stuff. He's, I got to give him credit for a lot of things he's right about.
Do you remember the Q, the character from Star Trek?
Yes.
So the mischievous figure that plays both sides that somehow winds his. That's the only thing, and that doesn't even have anything to do with the Q movement. I mean, it's just this character Q, which they might be all intertwined. I don't know, but it's like
when I first heard about the Q movement, that was the first thing I thought of was that character.
It's like a mischievous plays both sides type of thing.
Yeah.
But he does. He plays both sides, and I also can't get mad at him because like a lot of my early awakening, especially after 9/11. For me, happened through him because he was the only one, belching about it on a microphone. And so like, I can't get mad at him. I got people that I respect that are friends with him, but at the same time, he says some shit that just makes me fucking feel weird about him, and like, he's a blowhard. So like, and he's got to know these things about himself. I talked to Greg Reese out at Vegas at Flattoberfest last year. And I asked Greg Reese straight up. I was like, look, dude, like, what do you know about Alex Jones? And like, what can you say? And he was kind of tight-lipped about it. He was basically like, hey, I work for him. And
he had to sign NDAs, bro.
That could be.
Yeah, everybody that's ever worked for him. Truth Stream Media, which is Aaron. What the fuck is his last name?
That's the girl.
Aaron Dykes and Melissa Melton.
Yeah, they're the ones that I've seen a lot of their videos. They just recently did the North Carolina one that was really good, right?
They're married. They got married, but they can't talk about none of the shit at Alex Jones because they had to sign non-disclosure agreements.
I didn't realize they came from Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Oh,
they were both reporters on InfoWars, man.
I did not know that. I did not know that. Maybe I did know that intuitively, but I'm like, because their work is so good independently. Like every time they come out with something new, I always watch their stuff because they keep it very nice and even. They don't get too crazy in either which direction.
Yeah.
And okay, there we go. There's some gravy for me tonight. There you go. But
you see how people get off different ways. But
yeah,
I'll tell you what. Let's take a look real quick, and I'm gonna go. I gotta use the head anyways, but I got this little video of Alex Jones. Let's see what he tries to sell. We'll stop it in a minute, of course, because of fair use. And we can dissect it, but and you might get a good hookup on boner pills. Who knows? So.
And we've seen Biden and Kamala and a bunch of globalist generals and their surrogates everywhere saying Trump is planning mass arrest, not just of the globalist, not just of the deep staters, but that Trump is going to use the military on the American people. Now, there's been a lot of behind-the-scenes programming there and also public preparation. Remember earlier this year, Senator Blumenthal, who quarterbacks a lot of the deep state operations, particularly against us and Trump, he runs the operation against us on record with the CIA and FBI. It's come out in court and Congress. Introduced a bill that's sitting there, and they said so that when he's president-elect in 19 days, that's what the numbers are showing even clearer now, that they will trigger Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and all these Islamic hordes that are allied with the left to engage in massive civil unrest, and that then Congress has a bill introduced, which is totally unconstitutional and is a coup against the executive branch and executive powers under the federalist system, to strip the president of the power to call out the military domestically. And then that's now what Kamala and her surrogates are parroting everywhere, and I have clips of that coming up. Simultaneously, in actual policy through executive orders of Biden.
You're muted, Sal.
I don't see a big threat by Islamists. Okay.
I
really don't. They really want to push that there's an ideology strife, and there really isn't. If anything, if there were any kind of attacks by, say, Syrian, or, I mean, let's face it, Israel has started a war on 6 fronts. 6 fronts. And who's the biggest supporter of Israel?
Us.
The United States.
Well, not us, but
so where would retaliation likely go if along with Israel?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I don't think that they could possibly, as far as just a straight up hot war, I don't think, just my personal opinion, I don't think it would look like that. I think it looks like exactly what we're seeing right now, which is like a multitude of different events spearheaded into one, creating strife between various groups within the country, creating strife within different, religious groups and that sort of thing. And, once you've got enough fires stirred up, then somebody swoops in and because everyone says enough is enough, and then, well, I'm the guy that's going to stop it. This is divide and conquer shit. This is not new to you, Sav. It's just like it's really just getting people to recognize that is a possibility, and like I got play this. I want to see this. Is this the video? Keep playing this. I want to hear some more of this if you want to, I guess.
2 weeks ago, we've talked a lot about this. It hasn't gotten the attention it needed. DOD directive expands domestic military authority to include lethal force during civil unrest. Here's DOD Directive 524001. I'll talk more about that today. So while they're loading the military gun and putting it to American people's head and creating cover stories, the military is going to have to crush the right-wing terrorists that are supposedly hiding under every table or in every bush and in every closet. They are separately accusing Trump of everything that they are preparing to do. Now, obviously, most of the military are good men and women. The leadership at the top is almost completely controlled, as General Flynn is exposed, and as evidence all around us is documented. But they'll need cover stories for this. So the admitted plan is when President Trump is president-elect, trigger civil unrest around the country, blaming Trump. and they'll use some type of event where there's not video of it, where the police shoot a black person, in some cases wrongly, but in most cases, they're in the right. And Black Lives Matter and the Democrats a few days ago, I've got the articles, I left them in the printer, bring them into me, please, tried to say that a black lady that got shot in an apartment building was shot by a white cop, was completely innocent until.
Have y'all seen this video?
Oh, this is nuts, man. This is wow.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to go on Twitter to see it because I'm going to not show. You'll see her come out with a knife and she slashes at him. YouTube's really crazy about this dumb shit. So, that gets you in trouble. Oh, you're showing somebody with a knife or somebody with a gun. Anyway, this woman come out with a knife slashing, black woman, Asian cop. She was slashing at him. I think you can probably see.
They released the body cam footage. He let her.
See that? How she swung at him with that knife. She cut him too.
She cut him. She kept after. She chased him down the hallway, and then he ended up having.
Yeah. And then he finally popped her and dropped her on the ground. Man, it was over with that. I'll go through.
Stab him in the face and chest 3 times with a butcher knife. The police have been so conditioned to not want to go to prison via Soros prosecutor, they defend themselves, that the cop let her stab him with a 10-inch butcher knife at least 3 times.
Yeah, he was pretty patient before he got her. Look at this. She just come down the hall at him.
Conditioned to not want to go to prison via Soros prosecutor, they defend themselves, that the cop let her.
Look at, she went slashing at him, and then he finally shot her.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave her chance after chance after chance. And
stab him with a 10-inch butcher knife at least 3 times before he shot her. You can see in the footage, the blood dripping all over him, and then we have photos of the police officer. That's coming up.
No, I can show it because she's just laying on the ground. I'm sorry about that, folks. YouTube's really stupid about that shit, and I'm unable on a live to blur that out. But they were, even after where I stopped it, he backed away and she came at him some more. He hadn't even fired yet.
Here's the other bugger about Alex Jones too. This goes along with what this whole little stretch we're doing here is that also, just even though, depending on what you think, Alex Jones, I mean, the verdict's out with me, that like he's also, by reporting this stuff, he's also causing some of the consternation? Is that the right word? He's causing some of the fear mongering himself by doing it. Sure. So it's like, how do you like, what do you do with an Alex Jones? You say, hey, Alex, report the news, but don't say it like there's an impending, all-out war coming or whatever, because just in the minds of like just the average normie, that affects them, right? So like he's playing some crazy role in this situation that I don't understand, and like I know there's a lot of people, I was just looking at the chat or whatever, that he's like pro-Zionist, and which he has been, right?
Yeah.
So like what do you do with that? Because these are the basic, what in my opinion, my humble opinion, the core of the Israeli warmongering on 6 fronts comes from that core centerpiece of what we know as Jews, which I don't believe them to. I think they're hiding amongst the Jews. My personal opinion.
You're right.
But like, if you're going to be pro that, like, what in the heck role are you playing? Are you like some sort of super duper double undercover, like double agent kind of thing? Like, the whole thing to me is just bizarre to no end. Like, you can't make this fucking shit up, man.
Well,
you can't.
I started getting onto it because he'd always say, and the globalists,
right?
Meaning the international J's.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So he's got a word. He's got a word exchange there. Yeah. And then again, we can only go as far as we can research, and people will be like, yeah, but it's not even the Zionists. It's just, there's a very small people that aren't even them and they're above them. Well, maybe there is. I mean, and very highly likely that there is, but those people are barely on paper. And man, I'll tell you what, this community has searched and searched and searched, you know, down to the what is it, the group of 300, all the way down to like the Black Pope, like these, you know, just a cross mishmash of like, you know, very small group of people. Yes, that's certainly possible, but they don't write their shit down on paper and they don't do anything in public. So figuring them out, you might get lucky and find a damn a book you weren't supposed to read somewhere that has something in it that describes that. And, you know, you go through the whole, this is the Kabbalah that describes this. I'm like, it's been a lot of years since I've went through this stuff, but it's like, you know, they hide, power hides. They don't want you to know who they are. And so like, that leaves us with the best ones we can describe. And like right now we've kind of got it narrowed down to that Khazarian Zionist sort of thing that's inside of the international Jewish cabal. And like a lot of Jewish people are not involved in that. And I think a lot of Jewish people are running cover for that sect that they don't even know they're running cover for it. They have no idea
where the Khazarian Empire used to be.
I thought it was the Silk Road mixed with the Bolsheviks. But again, that's as far as I can read back. I can't find anything past that.
Well, we call it Ukraine today,
which was the old Silk Road. And that's where I understood the Khazars. They got kicked out of one country and they had to blend with Judaism or Christianity, so they chose Judaism.
They were united by a king. All the tribes were united under a Kabbalistic form of Judaism.
They were forced to do that.
The Kagan.
Didn't the Russians make them do that? Like the Russian king or the Russian czar said, "You guys got to pick one or the other, or you're going to get annihilated." But to take it one step further, this is as far as I know, as far back as I could research it, is that they're the old Silk Road bandits. They used to like intercept other traders along that route, kill them, take their stuff, and then roll in as if they're the stuff that's bringing it in. And they've been doing this stuff for years. So that Nicole says gypsies. I would say Silk Road bandits, but they were not. This is where I would cut it off. I don't know anything past this, but this is where my intuition kicks in. I think it's the line of Cain. That's just my opinion, and I think that's
easy now.
I know. I need to choose my words better, but like after that, there's no more literature on it, and I've looked for it. You know, I just haven't found the right card catalog yet. I guess I don't know. You know, sorry, I didn't.
Well,
you know, any Canaanites.
A mysterious bunch, but Nicole's on the right. Remember how I said before about those Kardashians are Armenian J witches, right?
Yeah,
they are. I was watching a thing the other day with that Jaguar, that woman Jaguar, who's been around P. Diddy and all that shit.
I just got hold on a second. I just got your joke about the line of Cain. I didn't mean that, dude. I was like, wait, hold on a second. Am I just because your last name is Cain?
Yeah, man. Spelled that way too. It's spelled the right way too.
Tubal Cain.
It's Tubal Cain. Tubal Cain. Yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, go ahead.
You know, if I don't want to be one ball Cain, you know, that kind of sucks.
And you beat Uno nuts instead of D's nuts.
That's right. That's right. No, but yeah. You know, there's a lot to.
Dave, I asked a question in the private chat for you.
Oh, okay. Let me see. What did it say? Roger wants to use your refracted gravel axe phrase. Yeah, fine. I don't own that shit.
We laughed at
that. Put that out there to help the.
You said yes. You said yes, Roger. I told him. Said thank you.
Yeah, when we heard it, we weren't on yet. We heard it. We got a good giggle out of that. Refractive gravel axe.
Refractive gravel axe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a band name.
I thought it was reflective gravel axe, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, refractive gravel axe.
Yeah.
It's like a catch-all for everything. There's all of your excuses built into one right there. You know.
That's actually. I'm gonna steal that, dude. I'm on record. I stole it from Sav. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it.
No, we already stole it. Too late.
All right. I'll steal it from you guys.
Well, you can borrow it from us.
All right.
Yeah, cool. Man. Refracted gravel axe. That's the shit right there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't Saab, I don't know, you were on a track on something there. I just didn't mean to interrupt.
You're all right, man. You're all right. I forgot what it was. It's all right. Just smoke a little bit of weed here and I'll be remembering it or something. Maybe we'll find out.
We were talking about
all else fails, hit the bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, a friend of mine came by today and we smoked this joint, but there's like only like a little bit of it left. But I don't like to see things go to waste. So I'm going to smoke this and we'll see what Alex Jones continues to say. And maybe it'll come back to me. I don't know.
There you go.
So they're looking for events like this to be the trigger. And it's not a real war between black people and white people. It is the globalists, the establishment that's robbing and ruling over us, that's dissolved our borders, created massive inflation, started all these wars, promoting pedophilia. They need this to be the cover for some type of operation like this. And of course, first they said it was a white cop. It's an Asian cop. She tried to stab him in the eye. Did stab him in the eye. Shock video, woman attacking cop with knife, shot dead. And again, before the footage was released, the headlines were white cop shoots unarmed black woman. So they'll use something like that, like George Floyd.
Dude, that bitch was coming down that hallway at him like Chucky. She was ready, man.
I know. Look at her face. Like, look at that rage, dude.
She's unarmed black woman. She was coming down that fucking thing like Chucky, man. Looked like fucking, who was that? Jason Voorhees coming down there with his fucking machete after your ass, you know?
Like, well,
this man got fucked up too. That woman fucked him up, man.
It's almost like the cop just interrupted her I don't know, she's sitting in front of the TV or she was in the tub like with a bubble bath with like watching, Oprah or something. Pissed her off. She got out, threw on a robe, and she's like, "Who's this motherfucker? Interrupt Roper. What's going on here?" Like I don't understand. She looks like she was really comfortable and like she was like, I don't know, she might have been having like a steam bath or something.
All right, yeah. I was trying to do my pedicure, and this motherfucker come rolling up in my house. Yeah, well, it was because of the, large delivery of crack sitting outside the door. I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever he interrupted, man, she wasn't having any of it. That's for sure.
Man. I was watching all my balls, and that's not okay.
Got enough fentanyl in his system to kill 3 men. Had a bunch of other drugs in him as well. Autopsy report said he died of a drug overdose. But that got suppressed in the trial.
Oh, yeah. Poor George Floyd. You're going to just minimize that. Who knows? He could have gone on to cure cancer. Or maybe even design the next SpaceX chopstick rocket catcher thingy. You don't know. We'll never know now because you cut his young life short with your racist police brutality.
And even the prosecutor that quit has gone public and filed a suit because they were fired for not wanting to put an innocent man in prison who is rotting in prison right now. So that is the reality. Now, I don't care if it was a white woman.
That's nasty. We don't need to be seeing that.
Yeah.
Woman or a black woman or a brown woman. If I was a cop responding to a 911 call and a woman comes chasing me with a butcher knife, I'm going to shoot her long before she stabs me in the face and chest.
Now, how long would that woman have lasted if she'd encountered? Remember that cop that shot that black woman in her house? She said, "I rebuke you," like the devil or some shit like that. Yeah. He just blasted her, trying to claim he thought she was going to throw hot water on him or some shit.
I mean, I'll tell you, like, I obviously there's good cops and there's bad cops, but like anytime you're a human being and you walk into any situation, when anything can happen, your first reaction is just to shoot and ask questions later. I mean, it's just like, I've even talked to Zulu at Long Links about this. He's like, you don't know what the hell you're walking into. And in New York City, we got good cops, we got bad cops. Just is what it is. But like, I empathize in this situation with the cop, and I emphasize with anytime you're going into a closed quarter situation where, and there could be like, what if they got some sulfuric acid that they drained out of their car battery just for this situation, you know, and they're just like, you know, you're in my house and you've been oppressed for I don't know how many years by the cops, or if that's the situation. The weird thing about that was she didn't seem like I don't know. I'm just looking at it with my vision, and it's just like, she seemed like she was just mad at cops. I don't know. She's just like streaming out that door, like, unless she was hiding something.
Yeah, we don't know what the history, but
No idea.
listen, man, it's probably, if a cop's got his gun out on you, probably one of the dumbest fucking things you could do is to go at him with a knife, especially over a long distance. Like, I mean, I'm surprised that cop was that patient. You know,
Yeah.
she'd already wounded him. She had already wounded him with the knife. And I think twice by the time he finally popped around, you know, and that was just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What was going through her mind?
Yeah.
You know,
because
are we looking at a SBC situation, or, you know?
also and there's a lot of stories like of all this going around. Like also in the black population, they all talk to each other and they say, you don't do that, because their controlled reaction to the situation is shoot first, ask questions later. And like, she was on the full assault, which is really bizarre. So like, she's out of her mind on who knows what, you know, or it's fake. I don't know. I mean, there's no reason for me to think that it's fake, but like everything else seems to be fake. So that could be, but like the black population knows how to not die in front of cops. I mean, that word's gotten around. So like, she either had a death wish or it's fake,
crazy or fucked up on something.
Yeah, on some of that, what is that fake marijuana shit, whatever that shit that makes you eat people's faces off or whatever. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
See, you can't really trust anything the media tells you. Like with this North Carolina shit, you know, you hear one thing from the media, and you know, over a period of time, then you stop hearing anything. Here's a thing, shows a list of all the people that are missing.
Oh,
Still.
play that. I played that today.
Look at that, man. We're up into the 500s, 600s, 700s, 800s. People just on that page. Those are just people that know, man.
Yeah, those are people that just knew somebody else that knew them. There's a lot of people live up there that nobody knows them, and nobody. You know what I mean? Like people that don't respond to the census, and also all the people that they knew, maybe also got washed away. You know, so you're like, how would you ever even know? And like, we were also talking about, because we were right there. We were right in the disaster zone. Somehow, you know, all of our crew made it out of there okay. But like, when you see what actually happened, like, this is a little macabre, but like, a lot of the people that lived up in that mountain area went down with what was about a 400-yard wide flood that was going. This is just me guessing. It was between 40 and 60 miles an hour down the mountain. So a lot of the people that lived up there went with whatever went, and might have gone all the way down to wherever the floodwaters started to slow down, which could have been down in, I don't know where that river goes. I think it goes on into South Carolina and then into the swampland.
Said it.
You know, so like there might be, who knows how many people, you know, a state away. You know, that's how fast that water was running. So like that's a big deal. Back to the point of like that video is like, the news doesn't because they don't care about talking about that story. Because, and again, I will posit that that was a war move, and that's just me. I will state that as an opinion, but you know, the people that are making war, they're not going to state what their war move was. And you know, there's that thing. Did you get the video with there's already a FEMA camp set up there? I mean, there's so much out there on that. Just
yeah, I saw a little bit about that today. Yeah,
and it doesn't seem like it's for structure for keeping people anything, because there's people that need to go in there now. And then you got a lot of people talking about the fact that it's got mining. There's mining already, like mining technology that's in that camp. I do not speak to. That's just what I heard. But you're gonna have to the video, the lone 2 videos that were out. It's like that thing went up and nobody's going over there. They're not sheltering people yet. And then there was a couple of things. There's like literally tornado shelters on that camp. Why would you need to put tornado shelters on there unless you knew that there's suddenly going to be tornadoes that go through the Asheville area that tornadoes never go through there?
Listen, very rarely do we get tornadoes in the mountains. Now, you get them in the valley from time to time, but not too often. Not too often. Up out here in the mountains, you never hear about that. I think there was one, and it was real short-lived. Probably about 10 years ago. And it whipped through, and everybody was commenting on what a rare event that was. You know? So, yeah, you're right. And there's something going on, and you can't trust the media. The media is nothing more than a propaganda wing of the government. The government is just a subsidiary of a much larger beast. You know, and people need to realize that right off the bat. Principles and powers and principalities. But some people are just getting out there. I mean, I'm seeing older people who've been conditioned, you know, unlike myself, that were once biting the line, are now speaking out. This guy, have you ever heard of Rick Wiles?
No.
Listen to this guy. It's so based. He just, you know, it was almost him saying this was almost reminiscent to me of, if you ever saw the movie Network?
Yes.
Remember when he said, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to tolerate it anymore? He just told the shit like it was, right? I think that's what this guy ended up doing.
Oh,
and our leaders are low-life scum that screw little girls.
Wow.
So the Jews can screw America. That's what's happening in this country. I just said it. That's what's going on in this country. And our FBI is corrupt.
What else are you talking about?
The Supreme Court is corrupt. The Justice Department is corrupt. The news media is corrupt. The whole country is corrupt. Because we've walked away from Almighty God and we've allowed Kabbalah practicing Jews to defile the nation. Put that video out.
Kabbalah.
Oh, we just talked about that a second ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Which would be?
Go ahead and clip this video.
Jewish mysticism.
Jewish mysticism. And yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Send it out. I dare you. You won't do it because you're scared that the truth may get out to the American people. I'm had it up to here with the corruption in this country. Little children being raped for the benefit of Israel. That's all it's about, Doc. Little American children being raped for the benefit of Israel. American politicians raping little American girls to be videotaped
and boys
by Israeli Mossad so that Israel can blackmail American politicians. That's the state of America today. God ought to destroy this country for what we've become.
Wow. That was a rant.
Yeah. Pretty powerful. And I like that he made that distinction because these evil fuckers hide behind decent practicing Jews, people that are actually practice the faith of Judaism as, you know, as it was intended, like the Hebrews. They hide behind that so that when you call them out on their shit, they can say, oh, anti-Semite. No, man, anti-devil worshiper, bitch. That's what I'm talking about.
Have you seen the latest from? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, that's all I was just going to say. They want to lump themselves in with it.
Have you seen the latest from Archbishop Viganò?
No.
I'll just put the link. I can share it too. But you know Archbishop Viganò, right?
Sure.
Let me see. Let me make sure how long it is. Is that an actual bit?
It's 2 minutes.
Hold on. Let me pull it up first. I just want to make sure that it's not like but this guy's been talking kind of the same way. It's 2 minutes long. So this guy's living in another country. He's part of the old Catholic observation, calling out the deep church.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see where that's at. That is.
I think he was an archbishop from the previous pope.
Okay, some of you may have seen this before. This guy was like he was calling that just like what that guy just did.
Yeah, he was the one.
Only he was calling it out in like 2020, right when they pulled that other stunt.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and do that, and then let me know. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Now, I'm going to pull that up in just 1 second. I got one more thing, and then I'm going to bring that up.
Oh, okay, got it. Copy. All right, go ahead.
Oh wait, no, yeah, we'll bring that up, and then I'll do mine. Right on.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
Do not adapt to this fourth industrial revolution will find themselves ousted and will lose.
Oh, Maria.
They will lose everything, including their freedom. In short, Klaus Schwab is threatening the head of government of the 20 most industrialized nations in the world to carry out the programmatic points of the Great Reset in their nation.
He's the one that.
This goes far beyond the pandemic.
Allegations in the cover.
It is a global coup d'etat against which it is essential that people rise up and that the still healthy organ of state start an international juridical process. The threat is imminent and serious. Since the World Economic Forum is capable of carrying out its subversive project, and those who govern nations have all become either enslaved or blackmailed by this international mafia. In the light of these statements, and those of others no less delusional than Yuval Noah Harari, Schwab's advisor, we understand how the pandemic first served as a trial balloon for imposing controls, coercive measures, curtailing individual freedoms, and increasing unemployment and poverty. The new step will have to be carried out by means of economic and energy crisis, which are instrumental to the establishment of a synarchic government in the hands of the global elite.
Basically, he was the guy, and he was the guy that exposed schism.
No. He was charged by the Catholic Church for schism, but he was the one that he's kind of like a Catholic whistleblower, but he also has a little bit of a shady past. Like I said, he was appointed to.
There was someone in chat said he was
Benedict.
ex-Satanist, like he had quit the Satanist side of the deep church.
He's kind of like a double entendre.
So it was
playing both
interesting
sides.
like that. Anyway, it was that was like.
Well, what Shannon says here is interesting. This ex-Satanist was saying the people who flaunt their Satanism in the open are posers. The real Satanists teach your Sunday school classes and are the elders of your churches. That was eye-opening. Yeah. So I want to just, point your attention toward, pastors that happen to be, speaking of pastors, Will Duffy.
He's not a pastor.
Is he a pastor?
Yeah, he is.
No, he says
he claims to be. He claims to be. He also runs a church called the Agape Kingdom Church. Okay, really a little shabby church in Colorado. I found it interesting as I'm looking into the OTO and Jack Parsons's connection to it and his connection to L. Ron Hubbard and the Golden Dawn and Aleister Crowley and all that.
Oh,
You know what?
that's the
Do you
NASA
know
dream
what,
team.
Do you know what Jack Parsons called his house that was a temple that he had all these people living at and shit? He called it the Agape Temple. Agape King, same as Duffy has
Interesting.
Agape.
Agave
Okay,
makes
you know,
right?
now, does that mean anything? Maybe, maybe not. But the fact that these people do hide in places like that as pastors, deacons, active in the church, that kind of thing. Yeah, absolutely. I believe that 100%. Could
You
that
want
be
to hear
going on?
a fun little nugget about Jack Parsons too? A little piece of gravy. It's just a fun one, but Tony Stark from Iron Man was modeled after Jack Parsons, but Jack wasn't his first real name.
No, it wasn't. His real first name was Marvel.
Marvel. Interesting, right?
It was same as his dad. His dad was named Marvel.
Marvel Comics, Iron Man, Tony Stark.
So it was Marvel, John.
I don't know. Just a piece of nugget of information for you there. But it was the dream team of NASA. It was Jack Parsons. It was Von Braun. It was Walt Disney. It was Crowley, and probably a few other names that I'm not remembering. But these are the guys that invented the modern day, heliocentric model with that Jesuit priest and a few other people that were very clever about, at least the people that put it into place into the modern, narrative of how we think we understand our world. Those were the guys.
JP was brought up primarily by his mother, who divorced the father.
He was a philanderer.
He'd admitted that he was sleeping with prostitutes to her. And so she divorced him. And she couldn't stand him so much that she started calling Marvel Jr. by his middle name, Jonathan, which later became Jack.
Jack. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some interesting correlations between that, and you look at what they name these rockets and these missions, and you start looking into this shit. And I'm even connecting this out to, what I'm finding out. I'm thinking that these P. Diddy freak-offs were actually like what the OTO was doing in Parsons' house, man. That same kind of shit. Drug-fueled orgy rituals and shit, bro. Same shit. They all wear them shirts and shit that say, "Doest thou wilt be the whole of the law," with pictures of Crowley. Look how many of these musicians pay homage to Crowley. The Beatles, for Christ's sake.
Including the Beatles. I'm sorry, Beatles lovers. I was a Beatles lover too. I still like the music, but like it's all over their album covers. At least Sgt. Pepper's, I think.
It's a dark history and reality behind the Beatles. It really is. But all that aside, it's like these dark powers are totally manipulating our society and the way people think. Right now, there's a bunch of black people are getting all upset because 7-Eleven has announced that it's closing 400 stores in predominantly black areas.
Oh, why? So they can't rob them anymore?
You got it, but you can't say that. That's racist. It says the move to close stores in black communities is Jim Crow racism, and we won't stand for it, said Jamarius Washington, a Houston, Texas native.
Like, there still are sundown towns. Like Hoboken, Jersey is still a sundown town. Do you know that?
Sundown
town. We're not going to go into it right now.
You can look that one up.
You
can look that one up.
It just goes back to like
the chain has 13,000 stores across the United States, and if conditions don't change and quickly, the Japanese-based corporation plans on permanently closing as many as it takes in the States to save the brand, said George Namamoto, spokesperson for 7-Eleven Holdings. Now let's see if we can figure out why are they actually doing this? Why would they be doing this? Let's take a look at a 7-Eleven on, I would say, probably a Friday night, right? Motherfucker's stealing whole drawers of cigarettes. Look at that shit. Guys from Parliament. Who the fuck wants to look right? Yeah, I wonder why.
Oh my God! Water.
This motherfucker filling up garbage cans with shit. Filling up garbage cans with shit and walking out of there.
There's like a word for that that's going around the streets. Like it used to be called wilding in New York City, where teenage kids would just go out and tear up a bunch of shit and do whatever. But it's got a new name. This is like regular.
It used to be called Devil's Night in Detroit.
That was
Oh
once
my
a year.
God, I know all about Devil's Night.
Yeah, October 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know all about Devil's Night, man. You're from Michigan. Didn't you say you're from Michigan too?
Yeah, my parents live in Rochester. I grew up in Romeo.
Do you remember Sir Graves Ghastly?
Sir Graves. I mean, no, because I was one of those like lucky girls that had a Shell gas card, so I never went anywhere else but Shell. But
No. It was a TV show.
no,
It was on the local channel. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 44.
Oh, I'm surprised you don't remember Sir Graves Ghastly. You remember Count Scary, right?
Yes.
Count Scary. Okay, Sir Graves used to have a show on Saturday afternoon that he'd show a monster movie. He was this vampire dude. I bet you if I showed you,
Vampire
I bet
guy.
you if I showed you him, you'd know who he was. Hang on
Yeah.
a second. I'll take a picture.
Yeah, I want to see it. I'll totally know what it is.
All right, here we go.
Michigan is a crazy state.
Let me get a image of him real quick. I know you'll recognize this guy. You'll have to. Let's see. Oh, wait. I don't want to do that. I want to do view image. Now I can go to stop screen, present screen, share screen. That dude.
Remember him?
Yes. I always thought that it was Dolly.
It was Dolly.
No. It was similar to Svengali, but this was Sir Graves Ghastly. And
No,
he'd come up out of the
Dolly,
coffin.
Dolly, Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
I guess
Oh,
I got
yeah.
them confused my whole life.
I'll
That's-
show you something that'll jog your memory. Real quick. Let me go video. Say intro. Let me just go intro. You'll recognize this. I know you'll have to. Here we go. Let me pull this up real quick. I'm going to move it over here so we can see it. I'm going to make it real big. Whoops. Make it real big. That's what she said. There we go.
Thank you for that compliment, Derek. Yeah, I remember this. This is like the pre-Tales from the Crypt.
Feels like Tales from the Crypt.
Look,
Is that a G for Mason on there?
Brief and to the point.
Yeah, stop. I remember this.
Afternoon, dear heart.
That laugh got you, didn't it? Yeah.
Is that a G for Mason on there?
Why did it have a G?
You see
There's
that?
never a G on a casket.
Graves.
Oh, Graves.
He's Sir Graves. Sir Graves Ghastly.
But why did it only have a G? It should have like.
It probably had a G for.
For Ghastly.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never seen a name on a casket like that.
Well, you don't have a title like sir either, though. See? So, this guy's kind of fancy. I mean, you see the way he was dressed.
Okay. Are you sure he just doesn't identify as someone who has a title? Because I identify as a princess. And so.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case because he was just an actor on TV, So, I'm sure he wasn't really a vampire. He was just,
I mean,
doing that for the kids.
Their vampires are very real.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
They're very, very real.
Yes, they are. Indeed, they are. That was Sir Graves. Good old Sir Graves.
But I have a question for you, Sab. I saw this. I didn't know Ethel Kennedy died. And then a friend of mine posted she posted a tweet, and she was in DC she works for the Autobahn, and she was like, the only thing in between me and lunch is Ethel Kennedy's funeral procession. And I was like, wait, what? Ethel Kennedy died. So Ethel Kennedy is Robert Kennedy. Wait, no. What's the Kennedy that's like in our timeline right now?
It's his mom.
It was his mother.
Yeah.
There was no statement from him. There was no statement from anything else. And then Obama and Biden and Pelosi and I think Schumer were there, but they all of them, if you look at the footage of them like in the pews, they all did the same sort of like they like had a conversation, and then all of them did like this kind of motion. So like, what is that gesture? Like, I don't know if you can see me, but it's like this. I have to go backwards. It's like they like went like almost like whoosh.
Yeah, like in Mad World, right? Where he just kind of sailed right out there,
Yeah, it was different than that. It was like a very like.
I mean, you could say that everything's for the camera because they know everyone's filming them, so that could be subterfuge. It could be just all of them talking about the same thing, or it could be some sort of their weird ritualistic fucking demonic bullshit or whatever. Remember, it was the same thing. When
wait, hold on.
Sorry,
hold on. Wait a second. They usually don't do lip reading videos for stuff like that. And there was a whole bunch of, and like New York Post hired a lip reader to see what Obama said. And it said like, Kamala wasn't ready. And it was like, we got time. We had this, but you can see like in the full footage, they're like, they do this hand motion and I've never seen it before. And then all of a sudden Bangladesh is flooding and England is flooding. And
so I see where you're going.
And France is flooding. Paris is flooding. Nobody's talking about Paris flooded.
So that could be comms for like we did this, or like there's a million things. Do you remember that time when they were passed out for the go ahead.
Just like one point, and I'll like land the plane on this, but like so the three of those guys say in like for entertainment purposes only. You got Biden who represents like Catholicism, you got Clinton Protestant, and then you have what was the other one that was there? Schumer. Never mind. I'm not going to land the plane. I'm going to just crash it.
Schumer's a Jew.
But no, I was like five of them, like the five tribes, like the five, like religious war.
You got Obama as the Muslim. And,
yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So are they like trying to sort of like wipe? They lost anyway. Like they're done. Ascension is like going to happen. Consciousness is going to change. Everything is going to change. That's why everybody's been feeling like shit lately.
I got this for you. I dug this up for you too, Nicole. This is pretty good. This shows the difference between the crime rate in Dubai versus Detroit.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to love this. This is great.
I'm putting my wallet, my phone, my watch, and I will go to the market. I will show you how safe Dubai is. Follow me. It's too safe.
All right, Detroit, let's see what you got. Glasses. Boom. Keys. Then I'm going to do this wallet here. Let me see how much I got in here. All right. And, oh! Oh.
Like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's happening? Oh. Okay, Detroit. I better get out of here. Okay. Oh, I ain't got no phone.
Oh my goodness. Yep.
Oh, Detroit was such a weird place to grow up.
Yes. So many different little diverse communities too. Because you go here and it's like completely different than here, but still weird.
It's so
You
weird.
know?
It's such a weird. So wait, where did you grow up exactly? You're in Shenandoah now, right?
I'm in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, but I grew up in Waterford, Pontiac area.
I went to school in Port Huron.
Okay.
So I lived off of 29 Mile in Van Dyke.
Okay.
29 Van Dyke. Yeah. It was I went to the same high school as Kid Rock, and this is my we both flicked off the same principal.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Awesome. Here's another one from Michigan. From that same area right here. There's Ryan from Burn the Corporate Fiction.
Hey.
Hi.
Wintry hellscape for sure.
Wintry hellscape, yes.
Yeah. It's winter about 8 months out of the year. No, it's not bad though. It's actually it's getting better.
Where?
Wait, are you talking like you're in blizzard, like really cold right now already?
Oh, well, no, not yet. But when it gets cold, especially since I am on Lake Michigan, it gets very, very, very cold.
Oh, cold.
Yeah.
Where are you in Petoskey?
No, Muskegon.
Nice. It's pretty up there. How's the trees? Michigan in the fall is my favorite. It's so pretty.
It is. It is actually a very pretty state, and it seems to be coming back a little bit. You
get rid of that wicked ass witch governor.
No, that's kind of what I'm dancing around. Is pretty much the only problem with Michigan is Whitmer. It's bad. And then we've had a successive run of bad governors actually, and so you had what was his name in the 90s?
Governor Engler?
No, was it Angle?
Engler.
Engler. Thank you. Yeah.
Governor.
So,
I'll be right back.
Very little known fact about Michigan is we have actually one of the largest prison populations in the entire nation, outside of Texas and California. And so Michigan it's a prison state, right? And so obviously for all the we're not going to get into all that with the prison bonds and everything, but there's an ungodly amount of prisons in this small state, and the police are fairly what's the word I'm looking for?
Corrupt?
Well, not necessarily corrupt. So this is where you get into that. Detroit, yes. Flint, absolutely. Pontiac, well, they don't even have a police department anymore because they were so corrupt.
Yeah. I heard that. I heard they disbanded the Pontiac Police Department.
They did, yeah. And then it's funny, when they disbanded the Pontiac Police Department, it was a week after they shut down the Pontiac Police Department that they raided a house several houses down from the Pontiac Police Department with 55 kilos of heroin.
I remember when that happened. That was a crazy story.
Yeah. So it doesn't take Scooby-Doo to figure out what was going on there in Pontiac.
Oh, it's a huge drug trafficking. Macomb County is one of the biggest intake places for drugs in the whole entire United States, on this side of the country.
Yeah, Macomb County.
Oakland is, from what I understand, it used to be, I don't know what it is now, but it was Oakland County was the third richest county in the United States. Now, I know this was true up to the late 80s.
No,
maybe early 90s.
There's so much money and power in Oakland County. I would say that Oakland County is probably probably one of the top 3 most powerful counties in Michigan, and definitely in the top 10 of the country for sure. It's, I mean, okay, so let me just put it this way, and I'm not going to say too much on YouTube, but they have a Passover stars in most of the Walmarts during Passover in these areas. You know what I mean? Like they specifically cater to a certain group. You know what I mean?
I went and saw in Royal Oak.
Royal joke
at the Royal Oak Theater. I went and saw Schindler's List.
Ooh.
And
yeah, that went over like
now, oh my God, this place was, let me tell you, that place was like full of them. It was full of them. That's a big Jewish community in Royal Oak, right?
Is in Michigan and especially Oakland County. So we've got, let me see.
I come out of the theater and I looked at my girlfriend and I said, man, that was really a great movie. I said, wouldn't that suck if that really happened? You could have heard a mouse pissing on cotton. It got so quiet.
Yeah, that was probably right when you were put on the list.
Probably.
Immediately right there.
For that.
Yeah.
Listen, my permanent record from Cooley School alone requires its own file cabinet.
I don't know
That's
that.
just from my elementary school.
Yeah, they it's definitely, we got Manresa Jesuit Retreat in Oakland County. We've got untold amount of Jesuit organizations, and it just, yeah, so it's basically it's a
mob town.
Well, Detroit's the mob town.
Well, the Jewish mafia. I mean, those people, the Teamster heads and all those folks, they don't live down in Detroit or even Wayne County.
No,
for that matter.
No way.
No, they live
all
up
those
in
heads
Birmingham.
of the UAW and those union bosses, they live up there. Where's Cranbrook Village and shit over there in Bloomfield Hills? I mean,
So, like,
that's where
Oakland County is huge. So Oakland County is huge. Like my parents are in 48307. And then Cranbrook is what's the next one to the next side? I can't remember now. The only reason why I knew the counties in Michigan was because I was like, okay, Utica schools, Romeo schools up next. Like, you know, remember when they had like the ticker going across to like.
Well, it was one of the first. It was one of the first major counties in Michigan, and when you look at like settlement, when you think about it in that way, you know what I mean? Like the Southeast was the first and are the most prominent. And then it moves upward and you know, northward and westward into the rest of the state. Honestly, the crazy thing is like Michigan's conservative, dude. We are conservative people. And then you just have these specks of cities that are filled with mental illness speckled all through Michigan. You know what I mean? But like most of Michigan's just normal farm people, like rural people. That's that's what Michigan consists of. Like they're conservative, they're family oriented, they're good folks. And then you got these cities that are like,
well, you know, you go up there into the Cranbrook Village, and there is people. Aretha Franklin used to live up in there. I remember we used to go up every year at Christmas time just to see her Christmas lights on at her house.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that woman would go all out. She had a mechanical fucking sleigh that was lit up, flying around the front yard and all kinds of crazy shit. She was really in for that. Eminem lives back in there. Lee Iacocca used to
we
live
got a
up
lot
in
of
there.
celebrities. Bob Seger lives.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, he lives in Ortonville, I think.
His name, Bobby Ritchie. I went to. He's a little bit older than me, but I went to the same high school as Kid Rock.
Oh, I wanted to bring this back around, Nicole. You was talking about Ethel Kennedy's funeral.
Yeah.
And have you seen the clip going around of the lip readers deciphering what Biden and Obama were talking about?
Yeah.
It's pretty compelling, man. Pretty compelling. Let me show that real. Have you seen it, Ryan?
What do you mean by lip? Yeah, show it, and then I'll see if I seen it.
You know about Ethel Kennedy's funeral was just the other day here.
Is that the one where Bill Clinton hit on her, or no?
Whether she was dead.
Yeah. Well, no, he was like, he said something that was inappropriate. I forget what it was, but it was like, you don't say that at somebody's funeral. Like, she was like a minx. No, that wasn't it, but something along those lines.
What was that thing guy? He says, my best friend got mad at me the other day. He caught me sniffing his sister's panties. And he says, it didn't help that the whole family was there. It made the rest of the funeral really awkward. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
That's a rain joke. Yeah, that's dark.
After we played this clip, can we play the news clip that's not chopped and cropped down? Because the news clip is the clip that has the gesture that I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, if you have it,
I'll find it.
We'll find it. Yeah, you just go ahead.
Oh, that's gone. And I'm, I'd like to believe that at some point you have to stop pretending that yeah, you're right. Maybe we're not just as strong. You mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, I think I'm gonna see next week. So I mean, we have time, but I'm going in and out of places, but not everyone has time. So that is a video of former President Obama talking to President Biden at Ethel Kennedy's funeral. It has over 6 million views already. There's a lot of requests for lip readers. If you're new here, I'm Nina. I'm a lip reader. Please don't take this lip read for 100% truth. There's no way for me to know 100% that is truthfully what's being said. Therefore, this is alleged. I'm going to be so honest with you guys. I got a little nervous when I was lip reading that video because I started worrying, what if they're talking about Obama's health? They could be talking about the election, but for me, it made sense. The context, they're at a funeral. They're getting older. I'm going to cry. I don't know what it is about just getting older, the mortality of it all, and like just you can't do anything about it. Literally makes me cry thinking about my parents getting older. I don't know. I could be so wrong. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that could be. I saw another one where somebody did a lip reading and made him saying the craziest shit in the world, and it worked.
But that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, it's alleged. Like she had said, like you cannot take that as evidence because it's lip reading and subtle nuances of language. There's no way that she could actually know what was said. But if I was to guess, it's probably the fact that these are the most communist people that you could ever even think of in the history of our country, ever, our republics, several republics, right? And they're getting their asses kicked right now.
Well, and look at the stupid shit they say. Listen to what that dumb bimbo said the other day on what the fuck was this? It was on State of Our Union, some news program on BET. She's got to be sure to make it on BET so she can be black, and then she'll go be Mexican, and then she'll go be Indian, then she'll go be whatever. She's with her new Jamaican accent. That's fucking creepy as hell. But listen to this dumb bit. Now tell me this is going to get you the rural vote. Kinko's here.
No, somebody said that on the old, what was his name? John Cars, or what was his name? Somebody said that way back in the day in the 1950s. Like, how can you prove who you are, right? So the whole reason they went through these great lengths to create legal identities for you, right? Legal, what is it called? LEI, legal entity identifiers for you. And so that they can compile data and files around you and make sure that
it's. What he's saying though is that people can't, and because people in rural areas don't have access to Kinko's or a copy service, that they would be unable to send a copy of their identification to go along with their voter registration.
Well,
and I'm like, are you fucking ridiculous? Of course we have copiers. Of course we have. I don't live near a Kinko's either. Most of the people around here, they got scanners, they got printers, and most of that shit, you can take a picture of it now and send it electronically. For crying out loud, bitch just makes up shit, man.
Right.
All the time. And the reason she don't want voter ID is because she wants that 100 million Mexicans they brought in and Haitians and shit to be able to go down there and vote for her ass. You see?
Absolutely. It's funny you bring that up. I'm not trying to detract, but something I've been doing a lot of research. Obviously, I didn't have a show tonight. And I've been doing a lot of research on the way Michigan has presumed our surrender at birth, right? I'm not going to go into that or nothing, but one of the big things they did, I noticed something when we were the Northwest Territory, right, under the Northwest Ordinance, there are specific stipulations under there that say we'll proceed under the course of common law, right? And that we have the right to trial by jury, and all of these lawful protections are put in place under common law. And then as soon as Michigan becomes a state, well, before Michigan becomes a state, creates a probate court, which is to escheat all of your property if they can say you're a spendthrift or you're unsound mind, you're an infant, you don't know the law, whatever the case may be, they can escheat your property, right? And then what they did was imported a shit ton of immigrants, German, right? German, big time German, right? And immediately they never gave those people full status as one of the people, and they made them residents. And I'm still trying to figure out how they were able to do that, but I know they did, because they never once in the statute say state citizens, where every other, well, not every other, but all the others I've looked at in every other state, they make a distinction between residents and citizens. And there is a fact in law that is a resident is a foreigner who is temporarily staying there. Even if you stay there till you die, it's under a temporary assumption. And you're under a different setup. So they imported a shit ton of immigrants. None of the stuff that they're doing is new, right? None of this out of this playbook that they're doing right now is new. They merely let it lie for like 100 years and then did it again. I'm of the mind to think that the orphan trains and all that stuff, and the reason they were committing people to insane asylums was
we can go with the new normal, man.
I'm of that school of thought too, Bern. I was so you're your dad gave me your website. I haven't been through it yet, but I presume you're coming from the old law of the sea sort of like common law stuff. And I did a lot of that research, but mainly through Crow 777. But like I understand where you're coming from. They've been operating.
I know how they're doing what they're doing. I actually know, I can confidently say I know the law now, and I know how the different jurisdictions, I know what the jurisdiction in this country is supposed to be, the various jurisdictions. There's 5, and I know what they're doing. I know exactly what they're doing.
Well, here's another thing too. Remember all the dead people that vote. Okay, so right now, here's the thing came up and said, holy crap, Missouri had a total of 78,421 registered to vote in just 1 week. Out of that number, 23,253 were dead people.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
third of them.
The problem is, and what they're banking on is that there's nobody among us, regular people, the people, that know the law anymore.
Yeah.
And they're almost right.
Well, I mean, the maritime stuff is not easy to get through because the Bar Association made it difficult for most regular people.
It's actually simple. It's simple. Common law is the default law. Mm-hmm. Common law is the default law. You were made a sovereign, like everyone in. So the Magna Carta created, or I'm sorry, the Magna Carta didn't create it. It was the first time that common law was written down. It was a double-edged sword, because it also introduced foreign law of trust and usufruct. Now, what usufruct is when somebody holds a higher title to property than another person, but they allow them legal use of the property. That happens when you register something. So in 1066, when William the Conqueror came over and conquered England, he destroyed their common law courts called 100 courts, and he forced all the people to register their property in what was called the Doomsday Book. And then he gave the administration of inheritance of property, the ability to control, to what he called spiritual courts, which were controlled by priests. Okay? That prompted the barons to draft the Magna Carta and threaten King John under, penalty of death to sign the Magna Carta. But that, when you take a look at it, as you are one of us, it all seems like a big conspiracy in itself, because the Magna Carta is the very reason they are able to
from energy draining.
It's the very reason they're able to administer your estates under presumption without ever telling you. The Magna Carta infected common law with Roman trust law and usufruct. And that is why, what I was going to show tonight, but I'm going to show next weekend, that is why the Magna Carta is the first organic document in their jurisdiction listed in Michigan. In Michigan, 1929 compiled laws, the Magna Carta is before the Declaration of Independence. And you're like, well, they must support common law, right? No, they support the ability it gives them to administer your estate. The only way they can tell you what to do with your body and your property is if they presume that you are not you, and that you, as the heir, are dead, right? And that the person using the estate is a United States infant 14th Amendment trustee who has no rights to any of the property and can be charged a fee for using it. And on top of that, they get to tell you how to use the property. Don't drive faster than 55 miles an hour. Don't you fucking smoke marijuana.
Is this the chattel issue? Chattel or
No, yes, we are all chattel. That's the whole, yes. That's the simply put. In fact, there's a common law case filed against Russia for affecting their chattel by the Democratic National Convention. Said you were influencing our chattel under Washington, D.C. common law. I showed it on my show.
By word spells, they can just turn you into something you're not by word spells.
Under presumption. Yeah, under presumption. Yeah. Because, and that's what makes it the double-edged sword. We can very easily reverse that.
Have you guys been following Candace Owens at all?
Yeah.
Have you seen the shit she's been uncovering?
I'm still trying to figure her out, but like right now she's still on my good part of the meter so far.
Well, what I'm trying to
she's learning
this thing that I've been saying for a long time, that these fucking politicians and shit, they're like manufactured. They're fucking manufactured. I remember it was a few years back. I found a picture of Angela Merkel, and a couple of these other broads that were the heads of shit, all hanging out as little kids.
No, that brings me back to exactly what I'm saying. I think the orphan trains that everybody talks about, like as part of the Great Reset, and there could have been a great reset, there could have been, whatever. But I am inclined to think the orphan trains are real, because that is how you create a nation full of infants whose estates you can administer.
Well, we've got records that they're real. We've got records that they're real. There's photographs, newspaper articles. They announce their arrivals. They said, so this train is going to be coming through here. Come down and adopt yourself an orphan or two.
Well, see, that's why I haven't done that research, but that's why I'm giving validity to it, because I have done a shit ton of research on the law.
Go to a channel called Mind Unveiled.
Yeah, and go to you should also I don't know if you aren't already, but go to there's a couple people doing this. It'd be really good for you to talk to. Maybe you already are.
The only way they could displace the majority of estate, because here's the thing: everyone has a house and everyone has an estate, and this goes all the way back to ancient Egypt, can be traced through Greece, Rome, and all the way up to say Indiana's first state constitution, where they say whoever is elected governor will use the private seal of their house until a state seal can be made. There is a presumption there that there is already a house and a seal. And this is the way we are supposed to operate. Your house is your very first political subdivision, and it is your protection by law against any attacks by anyone else, right? They have to attack the house. So the only way that they could en masse go from, say, the early 1800s to the early 1900s and have a sheeted, which means taken into their administration, their administrative custody, the state, a sheeted, all of the estates of the people enough to place you under a foreign law, is if there was something like that where they basically locked up all the people who knew what was going on, called them insane, put them in insane asylums, and then fucking flooded the country with orphans that grew up and created new houses of their own, except for they don't know that they have houses. And the state therefore administrates their house and borrows against it and tells them how to use it and all that sort of stuff. That's the only way that could happen.
So here's the thing. You need to cross pollinate with John Levi. There's a few other old world people, and take your stuff in with them, because they're speaking to exactly what you're speaking to. Only they do the old world research. I'm a musician that understands flat Earth and modern day events, but there's
I just put the link to Mind Unveiled down in the private chat.
Yeah. Mind Unveiled too. Yeah, like you need to
cross check into that, because I'll tell you what, that Cabbage Patch Kid thing.
Oh, that's so trippy.
Me wondering so hard, man, because it's like, what the fuck is all this? There's something to it. And there again, did you know if you go to that place, the place where they make these Cabbage Patch dolls, right? You can go there and it's like a little hospital. And they actually have a birthing. They have a Cabbage Patch and they have a birthing where they actually have the doll come up out, a new doll come up out of a fucking cabbage and shit, and they name it, they get some birth certificate and all kinds of shit, man.
It's the only way they could have done it. So it leads me to the question, what did they do with the old houses that didn't go along with the program?
Put them in insane asylums.
Okay, I just have a thought about Cabbage Patch Kids, because my mom waited in line at Kmart to get my Cabbage Patch for Christmas. And then, I don't know, somebody told me that storks delivered babies, and I saw the Cabbage Patch baby being delivered through the cabbage head, and I was so confused as a child. I was like, what does that mean?
I think there's a metaphorical...
did I come from the ground? Or did I come from the air? And
we all come from the ground, but yeah.
It feels like a metaphorical mind fuck, that whole thing with the orphans and the Cabbage Patch Kids and everything else. Because the babies in the incubators, and in those places, in those along Coney Island and those other places, they had those. Were they growing them? Were they orphans? Were they're farming babies, or were they just it's weird. It's very, very bizarre.
But speaking of,
you can do it, man.
The Roman Empire, hold on. The Roman Empire and Michigan, I do know that there are links with trade routes and everything from family stuff that I've studied back in genealogy.
Oh, dude, Michigan set right away at work as soon as they became a state at instituting Roman law immediately.
Yeah. So the Medici, it's the Medici family, the Tuscany family.
That makes sense. I'll have to do research on that. What do you mean?
Yeah,
research
on Medicis. It's interesting, and I don't have enough
It's actually meta high, believe it or not. It's not Medici.
All roads lead back to Rome. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, you're right. It is.
Did you ever see this shit? This is in Georgia. They have this Babyland Cabbage Patch place.
Some people who have never seen a birth. Well, isn't that wonderful, Mother Cabbage? You have some newcomers here. So let's check to see if Mother Cabbage is actually dilated 10 leaves. And it does look like she is. All right. Did you notice at the base of the tree that the crystals began to glow just a little bit brighter? And overhead, the honeybees, while they were sprinkling their magic crystal dust. And that's what determines whether it'll be a girl or a boy. What are you hoping for, a girl or a boy? All right, let's do it scientifically. Cross your fingers. And when I say 1, 2, 3, you're going to either say pink, pink, pink for girls or blue, blue, blue for boys. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and actually check Mother Cabbage. She always has happy, healthy babies. But this sonogram will determine whether
we even got a sonogram for this stupid thing.
Lot of blue.
They do this shit. This is insane. They go through this whole little thing.
Oh, it's weird.
And then here it is coming out. Watch here. Here we go.
How old is that?
To the right. Is that
There we go. Look at that. This little baby boy certainly is proof that the interns remember to fertilize. All that hair is proof of it. And had they not, of course, he'd have been born with a bald head. But
Now you start comparing this, and this is what year you wanted to know what year this was? This thing was 7 years ago. The Babyland General Hospital and the Cabbage Patch, the Cabbage Patch. They had this whole fucking hospital and shit.
So do you have the old postcard from like back in like the 1800s of the Cabbage Patch?
Yeah, that's crazy shit.
Yeah, dude.
I'm telling you, like, if you guys ever wondered why they did that, if they did do that, because it's alleged and none of us have concrete evidence, but this is why. And I guarantee you, because everything comes back to controlling your estate, because they can borrow against it and they can tell you how to use it. It's the only way they can take over a nation of free people. I can prove this 1,000,000 times over. It's the only way they can take over a nation of free people. That's it. It's through administration. Michigan created their probate court, right? In 1827. We didn't even draft our first constitution as a state until 1835.
So how did they usurp the situation we already had? Like how did that happen?
It's easy because what no one realized was grandfathered in under common law because of the Magna Carta was Roman trust law. In trust law is where there shall be created a probate court that shall make sure property does not go to waste. And that court can be petitioned if you accept a benefit of any kind. They're called overseers of the poor in Michigan. They're called overseers of the poor. And as soon as somebody went to an overseer of the poor and asked for a benefit, that overseer of the poor went to the fucking court and petitioned to administer the estate immediately. When they administer your estate, they tell you you don't own it. It's not your estate. You don't, all the property that you possess,
We're
are
kind
just
of way off of a show topic tonight, man.
holding in trust. Well, he asked. You're holding it in trust.
I know.
All right. So, but it's good stuff to know. And I have your channel and I'm checking in on that. I'm going to wind this right back to what brought us into this real fast, just to like land the plane on this whole thing. What we were talking about was, the lip syncing and the lip reading. And I wanted to play this for you guys because here's the thing. I think all of them know they're on camera all the time. They just know that they are. And I think they put on shows.
Yeah. Look, even those fucking mobsters, they knew that they were being surveilled. They would talk with their hand over their lips like that. So they couldn't be.
Yeah, they expect it.
Lip read. Yeah, man.
Let's go to a classic one here. This one, I wanted to ask you guys what you actually think about this, because this is one of the biggest ones that's ever in at least in the last 4 years I've ever seen, where it's been analyzed down to the microsecond. This is not the lip reading one. This is, but once you see it, you'll recognize it. And I want to know what you guys think about this. So I moved it up a little bit. The video is a little bit long, but I'll scrub it and try to make it. You guys will know it once you see it. So let's do this. You know it, Sav. Let me know when you're ready.
It's up there, man.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't,
sound. I don't think there's sound on it.
There's sound.
Oh, when they got those letters at the funeral, yeah.
So they all know that they are on camera, right? So, like, watch the poker faces. This is the one it's been worked over for at least 4 years. Whenever he died, ever since when he died. What were in the envelopes? What happened? What's
Carter's going? How come I didn't get one? What the fuck?
Oh, he got one. He got one. He just can't read it, probably.
No, he didn't get one. That's what he was looking for.
Oh, he didn't get the envelope. And then, but the real one, and this is where I honestly think it was real, because they did. It's when the Bushes get theirs. So everybody else is sort of scrambling around. They're like, "What the hell is this? What's this thing?" And the internet hive mind would like to say, after his death, George Bush left one last message, said they have everything. That's the big running rumor. They have everything. So they're all scrambling around. So they clearly, I don't think this is an act on these people's parts. I think they really got something they didn't expect to get, as opposed to the lip reading, where I think they knew that people would be lip reading them. And I think they were just putting out misinformation, because I don't know. I just feel like anytime you're on camera, it's a chance for you to create misinformation. This didn't ever feel like it. This is Mike Pence's wife, I guess.
Yeah.
She got one.
Yeah, I like how he doesn't.
Yeah,
open
she
his
fully
ear.
knew. She fully knew about him pucker surfing with young boys and shit.
And here's Michael Levon. He gets one. But they all had pretty good poker faces. I got to admit, they knew they were on camera and they kept their faces straight.
Did you know that Barack's nanny was a tranny?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was a good one today.
Yeah, Candace Owens has been digging into Kamala and them, into their background and their history.
They're communists. They're communists.
Well, yeah, and there's even evidence to support that Kamala's dad and uncle
father,
were
son, or
both
daughter could
actually,
have.
they were actually both operatives, man.
Well, they also his dad was CIA, right? Here's the big part, right? So these guys they've already gotten the envelope, but I think they're going to back it up and show what happened.
Jeb Bush,
this is the one to analyze right here. So she's Barbara Bush or whatever. What's it? Not Barbara Bush. What's
Jeb?
George Bush's wife. No, Jeb. But let's go back. I want to pause this right here. She's already seen it. Okay.
Oh, I don't remember.
George W. hasn't seen it.
Nancy.
This is the guy that
Nancy
really
Bush?
right here. Focus on this guy's face. If you haven't seen this before, guys, watch what he does and see if you think this is acting or if this is real. They all have fucking looks of absolute fear. And this guy, I don't know who this minion is.
Oh, they did.
He was the one that delivered it to him. So here's watch him right here. He's passing it over.
No, he's part of Trump's Secret Service, I think.
Yeah, no.
It was one video I saw.
So they're seeing something for the first time that nobody, or at least they didn't know that somebody. I don't know. I'm any face readers out there? I mean, I don't know. This could be an act too.
Give it to the body language guy, man. But yeah. It's
Jeb.
He looked like he just dropped a turd in his drawers.
Look at Jeb.
Let me interject here and tell you guys something. If you see this through the lens I'm trying to present, then it will make so much more sense.
Yeah.
These are all the barons.
Yeah.
These are the descendants of the barons that signed the fucking Magna Carta because that was actually a secret agreement. So here it's simple, right? They want to be on par with the Pope and the kings. Okay. Well, that can't happen unless you create a new country where the average person is free and then you usurp their freedom.
And sell it back to them.
Well, no, they don't even sell it back to us. Now they are kings, queens, and popes. All these corporate oligarchs are on the same fucking footing. You notice that the Pope kisses the Rothschild's fucking hand, all that stuff, right? That's why.
What a scam. What do you reckon was in those letters?
I heard it said game over.
We could have fun with it and just think what we think it is, but we thought
I can say what I think it is that there's a spiritual aspect to this, like in the American Law of Administration, written in 1895. He says the sphere of the law is spiritual, that there's something beyond their control that they were.
It said Diddy's got you on tape, bro.
Yeah, maybe. Right.
I think busted. They know everything. They have it all. It's I don't know. A lot of people posited that it was a message from George Senior himself. Who the fuck?
Well, there was a lot going around that George Senior was actually executed.
But like Diddy and Epstein and those guys, right? And they're small fish in a very, very big pond full of big fish. They're small.
Right, Clive Davis is the fucking devil. Now he's doing
Tommy
double time. He's doing double time. Now he's saying he put out a message warning young rappers about what the industry's like. Motherfucker, you're one that makes it like that, man.
Tommy Mottola is the head of Sony. Who here knows what Sony stands for?
Go for it.
Suck on
Standard Oil of New York.
I was close.
I always thought it was a Japanese company.
No, not even a little bit.
Wow.
It's Rockefeller all the way.
Yeah.
Standard Oil of New York.
Do you know what FEMA stands for?
Yeah, but what are you gonna say it stands for?
Fuck every motherfucking American.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Oh, yeah.
Take your property, because guess what? Just like they did in North Carolina, they gave them loans that were actually a contract that said, if you don't pay us off in a year, we're going to take all your property, because that's the name of the fucking game.
That's what they're after. They're going to do the same thing in Wyoming. Wyoming's on fire like nobody's tomorrow. And fucking record amounts of acreage burned. Of course, all private land that just happens to be sitting on neodymium. This shit they make the magnets out of. Isn't that interesting?
But even beyond taking your estate, here's what your estate boils down to. And this is knowledge that they have. They're taught throughout their families, and it's handed down from generation to generation, is your property is only an expression of your will. So if they take your right to property, they take your will.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to go and revisit my grandmother's fucking estate. Seriously, because there are estate laws in Michigan that I didn't understand then, but what you're explaining right now makes
the board of a sheet. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Michigan is awful. Michigan is probably the pioneer for the whole fucking nation. I'm not even kidding you. When I read this stuff,
scheme, it's insane.
So, one of the things I wanted to kind of segue into with this too is what I'm noticing, and this woman here seems to be onto it, where she's lately been, and I've been on this track for a long time, that these people are manufactured, trained to try to act like they're one of you, but there's always this bizarre component to them. There is so much of this fucking gay shit that goes on with these people, and this transsexual butthole surfing crap, man. It's like all of them.
Starting to get conspiratorial. I'll agree with you, and I'll say that I think that they went through and injected society with a shit ton of non
Look at Barack, right? Barry Soetoro here. Okay. He ends up with Michael Levon, who is now Michelle or Robinson. Yeah. Levon Robinson or whatever. And everybody knows that's a dude. Okay. There ain't no mistake about that. Here they are, big prominent guests at various times at these Diddy parties, and I'm telling you right now, they're just doing a more modernized version of this fucking OTO Golden Dawn bullshit, man. I'm telling you right now, these sex magic.
See,
and the thing that gets me about it is that you find out that, how did he get exposed to this? Well, then you find out that the dude's nanny was a tranny nanny. And it's like,
I'm going to start an agency.
He was created and bred for this. Here's the thing is, like, you take that. As people know about me, I study the occult deeply and have for many, many years. And here's the whole thing. So you have the powerful influence of the sex magic. You do. People can believe it or they cannot believe it. Doesn't matter. That's the very primordial creative force of the world is sex, right? So, and then you have this very powerful sex magic that they do. Also traumatization of young boys, which is important, invading their root chakra and siphoning power from that and whatever's given to them by the dark entities for that. I don't know. But beyond that, you also had this added aspect of it's an intelligence operation. So the NSA, the CIA, the Mossad, like all these people are involved in propping people like Diddy and Epstein. And those are just little goldfish. They're little goldfish in this fucking pond. Trust me, they are. That's why nothing is being released or has been released about them, because they are literally guppies, actually, not even goldfish. In the pond.
Low hanging fruit, basically.
Right. They're not even fruit. You need a distraction. Diddy.
I think where I was going is I think that this goes hand in hand with some of this MK Ultra shit too.
Well,
And
it does. But think about
I
all
think
the
that's
damage.
part of this manufacturing. And look, that's why I'm saying I think Kamala's like finally broke a spring. She's like a defective product. They know that she's one that can be controlled, but I think she's like broke a spring or something. This is why she keeps going into all these different personalities and it doesn't phase her. You know,
Well,
she
you
doesn't
can-
even stop and think, wait a second, did I just try to act Mexican? Holy shit.
You can be a powerful person, like in yourself, like you can be a powerful spirit, right? But everyone has a weak point. And generally, because of the nature of reality, that weak point involves sex. Right? It's
They
just the way-
exploit the hell out of it.
Sure, that's
And they-
what's always used in advertising, man.
They videotape it, and they video. So, like Diddy, I guarantee you, the only reason he's still alive is because he has a shit ton of insurance. He wasn't stupid. He might be gay. He might be whatever you want to say about him, but he wasn't. If there's anything he was not, he is not stupid.
No, he's
Right.
definitely not stupid. He is a sociopath. But getting it
and I-
did he?
I think his hubris got ahead of him too. I think he started not even having to worry about, I don't even have to be careful. I don't even have to be discreet.
Well, he
Well, it
thought he
goes
was
back
more
to Clive
important than he
Davis.
is.
Clive Davis is like literally a demon in the industry, in the music industry.
shit.
A demon.
Oh, dude,
Do you remember
Tommy Mottola, dude.
Tupac,
Tommy Mottola.
Tupac got shot? I don't know if you guys have seen this girl who's just like whistleblowing a whole bunch of stuff, and it's all with the Diddy stuff. And she was one of Diddy's sex slaves. You know who she is? Allie Carter. You know whose
She's
daughter
still
she is?
alive?
Tupac's daughter.
The last person that talked about Diddy just jumped out of a 3-story fucking balcony in
Yeah.
Argentina.
One
One
Direction.
Direction, dude. Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
They're saying that he was all drugged up and shit. And
Yeah, he just happened to fall. So here's this superstar from one of the biggest fucking pop groups in recent history. And he just happens to fall over the rail of the 3rd story of a hotel in Argentina after going on a talk show and talking about how Jay-Z was at a Diddy, because Jay-Z's the real mastermind in the Black Illuminati over there. That's who that is. That guy right there, that guy is the one who's the main agent. And still, he's expendable because this shit goes so high. You're talking about old Iranian bloodlines from 3,000 years ago still control the planet. This is who's still running you. Right? We're talking about the old blood, the Phoenicians that became the Venetians.
Yep.
Right? That became the papal bloodlines, that became mixed in with royalty. These are the same people. They have not went anywhere. They are still loaning money to governments, securing the repayment by the taxpayers, and killing anybody who gets in their fucking way. The same fucking people have not went anywhere. You got the Orsinis, the Aldobrandinis, right? The Farneses.
Those are the 13 families, correct?
No.
Are there more families?
13 families still work for somebody. The Illuminati was created by somebody.
well, what do you think is responsible for all this fucking perversion and weirdness that's amongst these people, man?
Satan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can figure. And I don't know. Listen to Candace for a second. I was pretty shocked. I'm glad to see she's catching up, but she's also got the resources to dig deeper into shit than a lot of us do.
No, we all have the same resources, but yeah.
She started doing the genealogy searches and shit. And here's the thing, because she's got such a big reach, she gets contacted by people that say, yeah, man, I went to school with Barack
That's
Obama.
true.
And this,
Yeah,
that, and the
she
other.
does.
And
Yeah.
I know this guy. And this is how she got in touch with this Jamaican woman who knew Kamala's grandmother personally. And they showed this picture from Kamala's book that supposedly her and her grandma Beryl. And they showed it to this woman, and she goes, that is not Beryl.
No, that was the housemaid. Yeah,
That's
I
another
watched her
person.
documentary. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what she's done. Now she's gotten in and she found out about Barack Obama's. Now, keep in mind, they were kicking people off of Facebook and shit years back when they were bringing this stuff up. You remember when people would say stuff about his birth certificate, how they were slamming on you and shit? Right? Now people are bringing that out and it's like, oh, yeah, wow. Oh, really? And I'm going, holy shit, man. I was getting in trouble for telling people about this then.
Yeah.
It's the same textbook tactics, man, that they've used literally for hundreds and hundreds of years, if not thousands. But I can trace it down. Same textbook. They do the same. They never do anything new.
Well,
They
look at how
never-
they did. Look at all the people that lost their channels and we're still having to be tiptoe around. They lost their channels, all kinds of shit, videos taken down, copyright strikes, what the fuck ever, all on their shit. Lost
my
their
Rumble.
Facebook accounts for telling people that a certain fucking was going to fuck people up. Now that it's actually happening and it's showing up in mainstream media, did anybody get their shit back? Nope. Was there ever an apology from any of these motherfucking platforms saying, hey,
No.
wow,
How many people
we
are
really
actually-
dropped the ball on that? Here's
How many people are filing legal action though? This is the thing about knowing the law. It's like if I was one of those creators, or even like you who got my shit fucking
Because
struck
they're-
down when I was talking about something that was later validated, I would serve them.
because they get around that. People have tried. They get around it because
No,
they're a publisher.
They can't get around it. There's no way, because what you do is you make them personally liable.
Right. But see, here's the thing. When you sign up for one of these platforms, you've already agreed to their terms of service. You see, that's how they get around it.
I have a
To
question.
Don't agree to their terms of service, which they can change on a whim. And here's the bullshit. Here's the bullshit. They go back. I've seen them go back and retroactively strike a fucking video.
Their
that's been
terms
up
of
for
service.
years.
Here's the thing, though, about their terms of service, and I know how arbitration contracts work, and that's what terms of TOS contracts are. They're arbitration. They don't even fuck with the main courts. They want to take you, which is what I want to do to everybody. So, and that's what I'm doing. But it's arbitration, right? But here's the thing about it. So the way that they have to write their TOS, right, is that there actually has to be harm. But when you get to a point, right, where the harm is actually coming from what was censored, then what happens is you're allowed to sue them under their same contract that they made you sign for financial injury. If you were a YouTuber that had a channel that was monetized and all this, so you can sue them. Like, I don't know why these people are not suing them.
The
biggest
thing.
I have a question really quick. And I think that has a lot to do with them not updating the intellectual property law from film to internet. I don't think.
Well, it's not just that, Nicole. It's the fact that they've got the money and resources to bury you in mountains of fucking legal paperwork from now till 2099.
Well,
and they know that.
I'm not going to get into this on obviously on your show, Dad, at all. But that's the beautiful thing about what I'm doing in common law is that there is no corporate fucking shield to hide behind. You take people to court personally for their actions in their office, whatever it was. Doesn't matter. I'm not dealing with the corporation. You fucking chose to do this.
All right.
That's why they want to get rid of it. That's why they want to get rid of common law. I'm not going to get into it, but that is exactly the 100% reason why they want to get rid of common law. Because in all actuality, with everything that's going on, we could hang 80% of them if people knew what I know.
Careful now.
Well, Burn, let's make a whole show of this at some point in time. I wanted to ask
come on
Saab.
Tinfoil and talk about that.
Let's talk about. We're gonna play this video, but
well, that's cool. Burn the corporate fiction at yahoo.com. I'm not trying to take away from my dad's show, but I'm just saying it's frustrating because the TOS thing gets to me too. Like they took out a lot of great creators on YouTube, and YouTube honestly reaches the most people because the average normie is going to go to YouTube. They're not going to go to Rumble. They're not going to go to BitChute, and that's how you reach the most people. That is why it was the front line of their attack, right? But the simple fact is, their own TOS, under light of new information, puts them in violation. And you can create a common law action to fuck them over with that, because that shows premeditated, complicit participation.
Crypt Rick, I believe you 100%, man. I have too. I've listened to some of the interviews with John Todd, other people in the music industry. I mean, going all the way back to Robert Johnson. But before we get into any of that going on there,
go ahead and play. Sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to get off.
This whole thing right here, it spells out a lot. If you have a nanny who's a tranny, and you got this kind of weird shit normalizing within your, is it any wonder that you might grow up a little, I'm just saying that's my view on it. Maybe that's why they find it so important to have to seclude your kids away with these freakazoids so that they can read stories to them and shit. I don't know. But this is pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and play this because I want to hit this bong. I got some hash in this leather bowl right here.
What have I been under a rock? Barack Obama had a trans nanny growing up. Okay, so back in 2012, the Associated Press interviewed Evie. This is Evie, by the way, not dressed as a woman, but Evie, whatever. Let's just throw it to a clip and let you watch.
66-year-old Evie walks the streets of her Indonesian slum. She lives in a tiny room, subsisting on money she earns from washing clothes.
That's an old-ass
Evie's
man.
meager existence belies a startling truth. She was once nanny to President Barack Obama. Evie says she's always been proud that the person she cared for, drove to school, and cooked for ended up being #1 in the world. The future president was just 8 years old.
I want to point
at the
out that
time.
she still
In the
lives
late
in a hut.
1960s, his mother, Ann Dunham.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, she's doing real well. That job.
Way to nanny one of the first black president of the United States. That's how we would expect his first nanny would be treated.
Why Indonesia?
when he's not doing, because his dad was a fucking CIA operative, man.
Yeah.
Right? And what era of time was this? Think about it, man.
That photo is photoshopped.
This one here?
Yeah.
What, the mom?
The mom and the dad. Yeah. I mean, I'd have to look at it up close, but yeah, it's definitely, it looks like Photoshop film, old school Photoshop.
Listen, and here's the funny thing about Candace Owens. Like, she's just now waking up. So, like, guys, you look at her because she's famous. Like, she's about to, hold on. She's about to not be famous because she's waking up. So she's about to start talking about real shit. I've been watching her for a little while, and she got fired from Daily Wire for talking about the Jews.
Yeah.
And so for her to do that and just be like, well, fuck you, I'm going to do my own thing.
I was about to ask
her husband.
Vern, I was about to ask you. I was like, how is she not either dead yet or have lost her platform?
No, because she's innocent. She has no animosity. She's just looking at the facts. That's what she does. That's why people like her. You know what I mean? But like, she's good at looking at the facts, which is rare among our media.
Yeah, this dive into this genealogy, man, it's shit. I can only imagine my own looking into my own genealogy was confusing the fuck enough, much less looking into somebody else's.
She went in on it, man. She nailed it. And that's what I'm saying. So she's about to not be famous. She'll be alive because she's not actually being,
she'll be under her own fucking banner. I'll tell you what,
under her own banner.
There's already sponsors wanting to just support her.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's what's amazing. See, this is the thing. These people are able to get away from when you get away from these corporate media outfits. That's when you're able to kind of do something. And I'm hoping to see more and more of this kind of thing. This is what Tucker Carlson did. Although I do still see him as a type of controlled
He just
opposition.
doesn't talk about shit he knows he cannot talk about. But listen, he's a
I
great.
got a lot of respect if you ever heard him talking about quitting drinking. I was impressed. I didn't even know.
Actually, I never heard of that either. But
Mhm.
I've heard other interviews he's given to, like, he's not easy on anybody.
No,
He's an investigative reporter. He, like, as soon as he sits down with anybody, I don't care how friendly he is with them before he sits down with them. As soon as he sits down, if there's any controversy, he goes right to it.
Well, what
He's
did you think of Brett Baer with?
He handled himself well. He did the best he could in that situation.
Dude, I almost pissed myself laughing because he said it as I was thinking it when she was going, you know what I'm trying to say?
He said, no,
no,
I don't.
actually, I
do
don't.
not."
And that it was like my thoughts came out of his mouth. I was like, I about spit my fucking coffee. I was like, no way.
I'm like, dude, yeah, this is a time we're on the same page with certain people we normally wouldn't think we're on the same page
Oh,
with. We are.
listen to all these duplicitous motherfuckers, man. I know that these manufactured motherfuckers are designed to trick you. They're designed to tickle your fucking ears and pretend that they're one of you. Some are good at it, some aren't so good at it.
Oh no,
but they're all doing it, man.
Listen, they can't tickle your ears when you know the entire world's a stage. But the show must go on. So you just, you just sit back and just watch it, man. You know?
That's why I kind of hear this music in the back of my head going juggling.
It's actually a pretty cool show. I think the way the world works is actually pretty cool. Even if you take in all the deception, you got to also take in the counter revolution to the deception. And in that in itself, the battle between those who know the truth and those who are trying to deceive is beautiful in itself. I mean, think about it. At the end of the day,
I'll tell you one right now, because this is the fucking one that got me, and we'll get into it a little bit more. Is this Duffy thing and his little shit show? He's bullying people to try to get into his shit show and everything, and he's not liking it because he tried to straw man this. All flat earthers have said, no, not all flat earthers have said, okay? And all flat earthers have said that they want to go to Antarctica. No, I don't give a fuck one way or the other. I'm not going to a place that's that goddamn cold. I hate the fucking cold, man.
I would go to Antarctica. Listen, I would go to Antarctica, but only because of him and his little situation. No, I'm dead serious.
No way you get me down there with that crew.
Because prior to that, I would, if somebody's like, you want to go to Antarctica, I'd be like, fuck no, it's cold as shit down there. Right? But because he's been hired by whoever the fuck hired him.
Listen, man, I would end up
willing to spend so much of that person's money.
I would come back in handcuffs,
the most popular flat earthers and the most douchey equivalent to popular in the globe world.
Listen, if I had to go down there and spend any amount of time with those fucking douchebags, I would have to probably come back in cuffs. And I wouldn't fucking care. I mean, I would catch a felony, I know, right off the bat. Not so much Duffy. Not Duffy. But I'll tell you what, that fucking McKeegan, them smart-faced motherfuckers. Tune, no way. Fuck him.
Yeah, that's because you've debated them, so they pissed you off real bad.
No, they ain't really pissed. The only thing that pisses me off is that I know that they're just little fucking demon rat fucks.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. They pissed me off when I was watching the debate. I'm like, damn, they're just annoying as shit. I get it. And they keep saying the same dumb shit and trying to evade in the same childish ways every single time.
Well, Tomorrow I'm going to cover the debate that was on Modern Day Debates today with Flatsoid.
I started watching it, but I can't stand the narrator. Lost me when he said that. Yeah, we're an unbiased debate. I'm like,
yeah, well,
immediately I said, bullshit, dude. Like
the dude from Apollo Detectives, man. That dude, I love it. He schooled FTFE too. He says, you need to learn how to not be so rude, young man.
Oh my God.
That dude is like a professional punching bag to an audience of cucks. Like that's what FTFE is. Like he's literally a punching bag. Like so many people, including you, have all just kicked his ass. Do you know what I mean? Like on the internet, and he keeps coming back, and he somehow has this group of people that support him.
They're really hopeful, but you know what really pisses off?
No, they literally support him. This motherfucker lives off these people.
Oh yeah. Well, there again, you saw the woman in front of Congress when they said, "What efforts are you doing to combat misinformation?" Right? He's one of the things. Okay. Listen, if there's nothing to it, nobody's going to spend that much time arguing about something. Okay. Much less make a whole channel on the fucking shit.
No, there's no way you have the income to be able to do the shit he does. Listen, I work my ass off, right? And I have a show once a week, ordinarily, except for tonight. And I'm on your show. So
here's the thing. Here's what pisses
the fuck?
me
This
off.
guy literally lives off his. So there's
Yeah.
that many people that are so fucking stupid that not only do they not listen to common sense, but they actually spend money on the retarded shit.
I'll tell you something happened to me on Flow State here in just a second. This will blow your fucking mind. Okay. So I was on Flow State the other night. I popped on there, and there's this guy on there that I challenged his beliefs. Okay. I wasn't mean about it. Just challenged his belief. He said, flat earthers are stupid, this, that, and the other. And I just asked him, can you give me any scientifically verifiable proof of a globe? He couldn't do it. So what he did was that on that show, they have it so that you can pay Flow State money and he'll time a person out. And so this guy just kept timing me out for 20 minutes at a time. And so I just hung out in the chat, worrying him to death that I was going to come back up on stage. I wasn't even backstage. And as soon as that time would run out, he'd send another $20 super chat.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Right, no, wait. Now check this out. This is what's so funny. This dude got up to like $100. He got up to like $100, $120 of sending money Cash App, right? And then when he tried to do it again, it wouldn't go through. Okay, it wouldn't go through. I knew that was going to happen. You know why?
Why?
Because it flagged it for fraud. It flagged the account for fraud. He was sending the same amount at timed intervals. And he did it in repetitive order every 20 fucking minutes.
So the AI just learned something. Yeah, AI just learned something. Yeah.
But I thought, how weak
That's
in your
awful.
beliefs do you have to be?
No, that's scary.
Spend that money, and I thought, you know what? I'll make Flow State some money. I'll keep that motherfucker worried that I'm gonna come up on here just by needling at him in the chat. And I did, and then he just kept fucking sending money.
You and Flow State are beefed?
What? No. One of his guests. See, if you're a guest on there or you're in the chat, you can pay like $1 per minute to time somebody out.
Oh man, I could make a living on that.
Hey, I want to.
Flow State damn near did. I thought, hell yeah, I'll help you make some money.
A market like that exists. Flat Earth should totally be over in that market. Fucking getting rich as shit.
Exactly.
Hey, so I want to see more of this video. I want to see more what Candace said.
Hold on. Do they pay bots too?
Yeah, they do.
Do you have to verify whether you're not? We'll talk about this later.
Oh, later. I want to see this.
Yeah, I do also want to see that. Send it to me.
Indonesia. Dunham was impressed by Evie's cooking ability and offered her a job. For 2 years, Evie lived with Obama and his family in this Jakarta home, but she thinks the young Obama didn't know one fundamental truth about her.
Oh, and let's not forget that Obama's mother was a porn model, too.
Born a man, Evie identifies as a woman. Evie says Ann Dunham might have known she was
That's an
transgender.
old ass
She
man.
never dressed as a woman in front of young Barry, and it was a time of brutal dictatorship when soldiers would beat and round up so-called banshees. Evie says soldiers once shaved off her long black hair and burned her with lit cigarettes. Even today, transgendered people have a difficult time in this largely Muslim nation of 240 million people. This representative of an influential Islamic group says transgendered people are wrong, and they deny the teachings of Islam. And so, Evie has struggled through life, saying she's never found suitable
poor
work since
weirdo.
Obama and his family left the country in the
How
early
sad
1970s.
is
But she
that?
says Obama's election gave her a reason to feel proud for the first time in a long time.
So she's got a reason to feel proud, even though she lives in a closet and has to wash her fucking clothes on a pallet.
Hold
Wow.
on. I just want to point out that they presented that as a sympathy piece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
poor-
we're talking
poor
about
Granny can't.
yeah. Like they literally they wanted you to feel bad. How many people, if you felt bad about that, you need to re-examine yourself.
I mean, you'd think they'd at least offer his Manny like a position in the White House kitchen or something, at least. Just
No, but also that, yeah. Also that. Yeah.
She probably wouldn't pass the security clearance to get in
No.
there, man.
No.
You know, it's kind of difficult to get foreign nationals working in a secure location like that, you know. But I don't know. We got Obama in there, right?
Okay, so elsewhere in the AP's investigation, Evie said this. This is again directly from the AP article. He was so young, that's referring to Barry Soetoro. And I
Rothschild,
never let him see me wearing women's clothes, but he did see me trying on his mother's lipstick sometimes. That used to really crack him up. Then, elsewhere in the piece, they confirm that neighbors of Barry Soetoro and Dunham dispute Evie's claims and say that Evie wasn't just wearing lipstick, but did in fact leave the house wearing female clothes. Here is a photo of Evie, by the way, fully dressed up.
That her on the left, or is she on the right? Which one?
I would say right. I would say right.
Straight
But
on the right.
Yeah, I would say
right.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. So we got one on the right. Whoops.
I'm speechless, I think. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? You know, Evie apparently was very much accepted as a transgender individual by Stanley Dunham, Barack Obama's mother, so much so that she allowed Evie to wear her lipstick, allowed Evie to be around her child wearing her lipstick. And if the neighbors are telling the truth, which I feel like they are, Evie was dressed as a woman around a young Barry Soetoro. Okay, so why am I bringing this up? Well, first and foremost, because it's insane. Secondly, because it's a little too much synergy, as I said at the top of the show, between the mysterious upbringing of Emmanuel Macron, okay, and Barack Obama.
Yeah, and that dude's married to a dude, a transvestite.
I think it's an obligation that they all have to do. I think they have to oblige to that thing.
Dude, I have said this. Listen, the only thing I'm going to say. There's literally a book. It's a special edition I came across. I saved it to a hard drive, right? And it's written by some fucking fancy ass whoever. And I showed it on my show, right? But he's definitely a lawyer. And it's called The Intersexes. And the whole thing's written by this guy, just like a lawyer, and just like you would read a freaking law, but it's a book. And the guy is talking about like why that shit is justified, right? I'm not going to say, and it's like, and this is why we need He says this is why we see all other nations in open and eternal rebellion to common law. He literally uses those open and eternal rebellion to common law, because common law is natural law. Natural law is obviously nature's God, God's law, right? So that's how normal people would understand, like, you know, when you do something wrong. And this guy is talking about we need to be in open rebellion so he can sodomize and shit, right? So that's pretty much. And it's crazy when you really think about it. Like, you're thinking, like, really, like, it can't be that primal and simple, right? But I'm willing to bet a lot of it is.
That doesn't surprise me at all, as it being that primal. I mean, we've lost track of how primal this place actually is. Like, it makes sense at its basic levels, basic economy of scale of like that level. It's like, how do you get somebody to do what you want them to do? That's really that simple. It's not really that difficult.
Look at how this shit has been prevalent amongst these psychopaths throughout history. Okay? You can go back to King James, who was Walter Raleigh was thrown into the Tower of London. He was locked in the Tower of London for referring to King James as Queen James. Okay? There is also, you go back to Nero. Nero kicked his pregnant wife to death and then took a young boy, castrated him, and made him wear a dress and his wife's dress and dress and make herself up like her.
Hold on, let me add something to that. Nero is also the first time that they burnt a whole city to the ground and then created a law that said that you have to claim you're alive. Otherwise, we're going to administer your fucking estate. Literally, it's called the 12 Tables. That was Nero, bro.
But I mean,
Nero did that.
He kicked his pregnant wife to death, castrated a young boy, and made the young boy dress up and pretend to be his wife.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm saying. It is that. That is why they're trying to do this shit.
Look at Eleanor Roosevelt. Tell me that's a woman. Get out of here.
What about
I think half these guys are fucking like that, man.
If you take a deep dive really with new eyes and you see the former first ladies back through at least the last 100 years,
and the
it's
monarchy.
Hilarious now. It's hilarious. Like Barbara Bush especially was just so striking to the Corrali or something. I'm just like, what? And then you go back and once the rose-colored glasses come off, you realize, oh shit, this has been happening all over the place. Like if you look at Albert Einstein's wife, it was clearly a man. Like it just runs. The thing, and if you go back,
Barbara Bush, for Christ's sake,
man.
I mean, at least they left her on the oatmeal box.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna get your show struck down. We gotta chill it out. If you wanted to make it, I like the amount of stuff we just got out. We should probably rein it.
Yeah, we can clamp it down.
Well,
Let's go back.
What I'm saying is that there's a lot of this. It seems to be a prevalent theme with a lot of these dudes, man. For instance, even who's the guy Trudeau? Didn't his wife divorce him because of some kind of gay allegations or some shit?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and this guy Macron, he's married to a woman that's old enough to be his mother, who's not really a woman. I mean, there's a lot of that. Look at what was Henry Kissinger's wife. Did you ever see that one? Just do a Google for Henry Kissinger's wife. That's a dude, man. I'm telling you.
It's a total dude. It's total dude.
I didn't think that dude would have one, honestly.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a picture of her. Let me play the rest of this anyway.
I just thought he was kind of like a troll.
Like, for whatever reason, they are entered into these Catholic schools when they're really young, and they have this extraordinarily close relationships with their grandparents. Like Emmanuel Macron, the exact same thing. This sort of introduction to transgenderism at an incredibly young age, the entire mainstream media sort of colluding to cover their tracks. what the hell is going on? What's going on? I'm going to ask you guys, seriously, what is going on? Because it's starting to look to me like a program, like a global government program, which potentially is breeding world leaders in very
That's pretty
disgusting
shocking
ways,
to hear her
exposing
say.
them to things that they probably should not be exposed to when they're young.
You know,
That's what I'm
and right,
saying.
you see so many other connections. Let me real quick. If you've never seen Henry Kissinger's wife, the
Let's
late
have a
Henry Kissinger,
Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure I remember. She's quite unlovely.
Oh shit! It's David Bowie.
Ouch.
I know. At first, I thought it was Keith Richards. I was like,
Hey, Sav.
Wait.
We probably should curve this one down.
Wait a second.
That was a lot of gravy.
Hold on. Look at.
Um,
wait. Look at
one
Chuck
more.
Schumer's wife.
Chuck Schumer's wife. Let's
Pull
try
her. Pull her up.
that'd be the last one. And
Pull
then I
her
think
up.
we should probably pull it.
These are two. Let me see. Chuck.
Because I would like this stream to stay up. So like, let's maybe call it. We're just gonna jump off after this. You stay on as long as you want. But
oh yeah. Wow. Fuck.
Yeah, go ahead and share.
I remember this one.
Look at this beauty coming up here.
Hang on, let me get this. Gotta go through so many
Also,
steps.
there's a
just to get
documentary
the
coming
fucking
out that
picture.
President
Jesus
Nixon
Christ.
was
Hang
in
on.
love
She's a real doozy.
with himself or something.
It's Luca. No.
Oh wow.
And if maybe one more. Can we just do one more?
Look at the way he's hugging her. It's like that's his buddy. That's his boy.
No,
That's
there's
his
one.
buddy.
Yeah, there's one more. There's one more.
That's his homeboy right
Yeah,
there.
Look up, get Larry Silverstein's wife on there. This is probably even worse. But just go ahead and pull it up. Larry.
Yeah, I bet.
Pull it
You.
up.
Let me see.
Pull it up. So
There's
just go ahead and have a
no
look.
There's no way it's worse.
I don't know. Just if I ran into these people and like I would just be like,
oh wow, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's rough.
I think Camilla is
You mean to tell me with all that fucking money, that's
what you have to do to get it.
That's probably no doubt, right? There's
Well,
always
I
some kind of a hell.
Oh whoa.
But I think they're
make that big.
like the God that they worship, like this, it's a man and a woman.
You
So
know
it's
what
not
it
a
could be.
trans person. It is a woman that has boobs and a penis.
It's their religion.
But you know,
it's their religion. That's how they get up. That's how they get.
This hot topic has been coming up lately, and it's really it is mind-boggling because I'm like, okay, if I identified as a man, and then I had a girlfriend that was a man but identified as a woman, I'm like, what is a lesbian?
What's the
Do
difference?
they have that?
No, that's a simple mind fuckery of stupid ass statutory law and code and legalese and dumb shit that they start being able to write into existence and make you pretend like you should follow it because it's fucking retarded. The entire thing's stupid. And that's literally the whole point of like
common law. Like,
yeah, why this country exists. Yeah, in the first place. That's why we still all have guns. We have more guns.
You've only begun to scratch the surface. Okay, so here is a transformer that has turned Muslim and is now looking for a boyfriend.
I'm looking for a man who's at least 6'1", brown eyes, big nose, thick curly hair, hairy, just like furry, just like a carpet on his chest. Not a Zionist, from a Baba culture, Muslim or open to converting. I'm looking for a man who's at least 6'1".
I mean, do you want to tell him or should I?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is he wearing?
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Yeah, off of the building you're gonna go, my friend. Do not go to the
that-
Middle East.
wait, Is that why they have to wear burqas over there? So they have to hide whether or not their wife is a man or a woman because they don't have like fake eyelashes and lipstick.
No,
And
I can say I don't think Muslims really play
Oh,
like
yes.
that. Like they don't mess with those.
What
type
have
of
I been
people.
under a
No,
rock?
they don't. That's what I'm
No.
saying.
You know?
You want to tell it? I mean, let's face it. What was they doing over in one of them countries? They was tossing people like that off of the top of buildings and
Yes.
shit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but-
Yeah. No, you die for sure.
They make the women cover their faces and everything. So if
That's to guard against any kind of lust.
yes, but it could also cover up somebody's gender.
Well, it definitely could, and if that person's gender was found out, he'd be hucked off a fucking
Oh, he'd be
building.
stoned.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Not in a
Saab,
good way.
I love you. Burn. Nice to talk to you.
rolling already?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because
Pretty
if we keep going, we've been going for almost 4 hours, and like I just want to make sure your stream stays up. And
Oh, yeah.
corporate fiction. I'm going to go through your entire channel, and next time that we talk, I'm going to be completely caught up. You guys fucking rule.
Yeah, and
Thaw, burn, fucking keep it up.
Bernie,
Hey,
I want you to
check
come
the
on
most-
tinfoil and like school all of us on the whole common law.
Common
thing.
law is fucking. That's the next
I
thing,
want
man. And
PowerPoint
like,
presentation.
I know maritime law barely. So like, I'll watch this, then we're gonna peel off.
Yeah, you're gonna like this.
Alright,
Is
sounds
I'm just
good.
gonna show a couple little fun things, and I'm gonna sign off here because it's
All right.
late. Anyway, this is some amazing shit right here. Do not try this at home. I'm pretty sure my audience is smart enough, but if there's any globetards watching, don't try this shit.
That's the worst part.
Oh, damn.
What was driving? That's the dumbest thing.
This is fucked up.
Whoa, dude!
Whoa!
That guy would flip to the front of that thing.
Is this like redneck Red Bull?
No, these are stuntman, man.
No way that wasn't a stunt, man.
This is like redneck Red Bull.
Слушайте меня! Быстро к нему!
Look at that, he got out. Motherfucker got out.
Damn.
Dude. Got the balls, man.
Wow.
Did you see the El Trumpo? And did you see that one? Can you play that?
I don't, let me see.
You have it.
This might be a good one for us to pop off on.
Yeah.
This is just we're clearly I'm not Trump people. I don't
Yeah, but like this
but
is
this
funny.
is one of the funniest fucking things I've seen in a while. And let's just go. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna roll this up here real fast.
You guys didn't see the killer whales that I showed earlier?
The killer whales.
It's
Oh my god, can you imagine going to SeaWorld? All right, this is like 23
We've seen
seconds.
that.
Oh yeah.
This is terrible. This is terrible. Watch this.
Oh, water you splashes it on the ground.
There's whale shit on everybody. Whale shit on everybody.
Oh, dude, that is so wrong. That is so wrong. Do you have something, Laurie? You can send it backstage.
Yeah, I'm
I
like,
got something for you. Now, here's something I tell you. Do you have a dash cam?
We don't have a car. We live in Brooklyn. We don't need one.
What about you, Ryan? You got a dash cam?
Somewhere around here.
I would
Not-
have one.
No.
Look at here. Watch this shit. Watch what these fucking people do. This is crazy.
But it's crazy. Like he had one hand on the. What the? Oh my god!
What happened, babe?
Oh my god! What is he doing? Babe!
Babe, what happened?
What?
I don't know.
Babe.
I got into an accident. I got
It's
into an
like
accident. Oh
insurance.
my god.
And
Oh my
there's
God.
there's the
I'm on
scam.
the belt
There's
parkway.
the scam
This
of
guy just
insurance.
reversed into me. What the hell is going on?
Reversed into you?
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh fuck! I'm
Oh my
shaking.
god. Babe.
Yeah.
Just stay there. Oh my god.
Right.
Oh my god. I'm
Where on
like,
the Belt Parkway?
oh, holy shit.
See, now, if they didn't have that dash cam,
You know, after
if
that
they didn't
turn,
have that,
Yeah.
cop rolls up there, you rear-ended that car. That car clearly stopped, popped
Yeah.
into reverse, and sped into the back, and then drove forward. And then everybody getting out and acting like they hurt and broke window and all kinds of shit.
So they're scamming.
Yeah.
You're scamming.
Look
That's
at that.
sketchy, man. Yeah. Wow.
That's why
Yeah.
you gotta cover your ass and shit. What happened was when
That's actually
communism-
pretty insightful, man. That's a
when
good
the- when the-
example of why.
when the communism fell over in Russia and in all those Soviet bloc nations, right? The lawyers swooped right in with their fucking bullshit, right? And there was people jumping out and acting like they was getting hit by cars and shit like that to sue, get these damage claims and shit like that. And
Really? I
yeah,
believe
and
that,
so
100%.
Ashcams became like common. That's why there were so many early on. There was like these asteroids that people would see come in and shit. So many of them were from Russia off of the dash cams because they were protecting themselves because this became so common that they would have to do that to protect themselves.
Did you know that the Congressional Investigative Committee found the Bar Association to be a communist organization?
I don't
Yes.
doubt it.
No, they for sure did.
The Chevron Act.
Oh,
Yep.
goody! This is in Spanish.
Okay, this is
Oh,
we're gonna
it's-
sign off on this one. This is one of my favorite ones.
It-
Burn, Sov, love you to death. I hope you like this one. You might want to let it spin twice because it's so funny. Ready? Here we go. And
To my queridos, amigos, Latinos, you need to vote for Trump. Kamala Harris is no bueno. Kamala is mucho pendejo, even more pendejo than Joe Biden. Pero Senor Trump, how can Kamala be more pendejo than Joe Biden? Well, she is mucho pendejo, no bueno. If you want to earn dinero, you need to el voto for el President Trump. And Trump, you will earn mucho dinero. So make sure you el voto Trump in 2024. Let's make El America great again. Muchos gracias, amigos. To my queridos, amigos,
It's
Latinos, you need to
actually
vote for
fucking
Trump.
hilarious.
Kamala Harris is no bueno.
yeah. It's
She's
like-
no bueno. All right, man. We'll see you later, Lowry.
yeah, it's good to see you again. We'll talk to you soon. Love you guys.
Right on. Yeah, I'm gonna
All right,
kick
later,
it off
man.
here too, man. I'm ready to get
Cheers.
off of here and relax a little bit.
No, that's cool. I just popped on because I seen you were on. Michelle went to bed. I chose to hang out with her tonight because we don't get a lot of time. So
Yeah,
But-
it's hard, man. It's hard.
well, yeah, it's not. It's just really life. But anyways, thanks for having me on. I'm gonna
Right
pop
on.
off as well. Go to bed. So have a good night. Good
All right,
night,
good
everyone.
night.
All right.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up. Those of you who we got some new people that came in. Truth Trollette is in here. Chicago Cubby Bear. Who else we got? Blue Pac-Man. All right. Shannon Emerson, Maria Walker, AG Media. A bunch of people showed up since the last time I gave shout out. Sorry about that if I was a little slow on that draw. I think I've pretty much shown everything I wanted to cover tonight. Pretty sure. Oh, well, I did have this one little last thing that I'll leave you with here before we go. This is the $38 million Apollo moon rover. And they were arguing about this today. Tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Sunday night. I'm gonna go over the debate that Flatzoid and Marcus Allen from the Apollo Detectives channel. Pretty good. But they were talking about this and how the dust would fly off of the fucking wheels and all this other nonsense. So wanted to show you this real quick.
This sleek 1969 moon rover comes quick, efficient, equipped with your own lawn furniture. Duct tape, optional. Don't forget your action pack. Mickey Thompson sticks in the rear with dune buggy cups. Not to mention state-of-the-art, second to only backwoods Hibbity antennas with tennis balls. In a handy analog radar buzzer. And the always much sought after front end with an indestructible polypropagnal design fit for a king. Umbrella inverted is extra. 38 million in 1969. Today,
good God. And here's the thing. Here's another thing too. What was in those tires, man? Huh? What was in those, what appeared to be rubber tires? I don't think rubber holds up real well in a vacuum. Not for any length of time anyway. And I want to know how they was transmitting a signal 250,000 miles with a little tiny umbrella and a battery. That's fucking remarkable. Remarkable. Yeah, lead. Lead battery. Yeah, I don't know. They have no. Yeah, what if they got a flat, right? Those tires would explode. There's no fucking way. Sorry. I don't know how people can live in a world like this their whole life and not understand the basics of how things work, air pressure and how things float or don't float. I mean, it's just pretty much fundamental shit you should learn as a kid. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, tomorrow we'll be covering over Flatzoid's perspective and his debate against Fight the Flat Earth and some other guy. I forget what his name was. That's all right. It's not important. He didn't say a whole lot. And I can understand it's hard to when you got Craig there. So anyway, for everybody that joined us, thank you for showing up tonight. We'll see you the next time on Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And don't forget, the Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey, and see your doctor and get rid of him because he'll probably kill you. We'll see you tomorrow night on Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Good night.